Tonight, from Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta, Georgia, it's Thursday Night Football on EA Sports. As we'll see Desmond Ridder and the Atlanta Falcons taking on Zach Wilson and the New York Jets.
We are pleased as always to be bringing you coverage of the National Football League on EA Sports. Tonight we start Week 9 with a prime-time matchup between the New York Jets and the Atlanta Falcons. Hello again, everyone. Brandon Gordon along with Charles Davis. And, Charles, we take a look at this Falcons team as they enter play. They come in playing pretty good football. Winners of 4. The first 2 months of the regular season down. What will the final 2 bring us as we're off in Week 9? Taking it about the 1. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. So already not the best of kick returns there, but that penalty, that adds insult to injury and backs him up even closer to the goal line.
Yeah, not ideal field position to begin a drive, is it? Because the extra pressure now goes on the offense. They've got to get some early yards and get away from the shadow of their own goalposts. What every offense wants to do in this situation, get 2 first downs to help out with field position at the least.
Ready up, 44, Mike, 44. Hey, let's get this.
Now Wilson on first down.
You gonna see me in your nightmare.
That's complete. It's Rashad Bateman. They'll come up now on 2nd and a yard.
Hey, come on,
Now Wilson.
Check.
That is caught. Rashad Bateman. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Those are the kinds of plays right there that show you why he's the number 3 man in the NFL in terms of receiving yards.
Also tells you there's a full combination of what he's got going in his game. You name it, from route running to catching the football. That's why he's able to produce those types of numbers.
To throw again is Wilson. Open man is Denzel Mims. And he's going to be taken down right at the 40-yard line. So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. He finds Bateman over the middle. And he'll be taken down here just shy of the 30. Charles, Thursday night game, I think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct?
I think you're right about that, because you just don't have the amount of time that you have in a normal week to put in a full playbook. So as you said, you shrink the playbook, pick out the plays that work best for you. And you know what else you're looking for?
What's that?
Who are the freshest guys coming off of the last game to play on a Thursday night? Guys have a little extra pep in their step. You go to them early and often.
And they're going to move it down to inside the 25. Throwing again here, Wilson. Open man here is Conklin. And he's going to be marked down just outside the 10.
He's certainly done a nice job spreading the field on this drive, and here he finds his big tight end for good yardage. And that's what you have to do. Keep defenses guessing about where you're going to go with the football.
They'll throw on first down with Wilson. And it's caught. Touchdown, Jets. Denzel Mims. His 6th touchdown of the season. And the Jets will claim the early lead as they're on the board first here tonight. A long opening drive, but a very successful opening drive. We call that methodical, I guess, when it takes that many plays.
Methodical and almost like a boxing match where you're hitting them with body blows. They can withstand them here. Look, they gave up the touchdown, but you don't feel like a knockout is there. But they keep doing that in the fourth quarter. That's when the knockout occurs.
And it becomes tough for that defense if they're on the field that long. We'll see if they can continue that in future drives. Zerline connects on the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. The Jets kick team out now to boot this one away. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And they'll get him down right around the 25, actually the 26 officially, so a net gain of 1 there. So here come the Falcons now to get the football for the first time. And a glance here at their shifty mobile signal caller.
I guess we're going to have to nickname him the thrower, aren't we, or something like that.
After last week?
I mean, man, you're talking about over 400 yards throwing the ball. The running backs and everyone else may be looking at him like, hey, don't forget us. And he'd probably just tell him, listen, you want to get involved?
Go out.
Go out and catch some passes. I'll make sure you touch it.
Hey, check back 30. Ready.
They go play action here on first down. That's complete. Terry McLaurin with it. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line.
Certainly no settling into the drive there. They came right out on the first play and attacked the middle of the field for a big gainer and a first down.
The big play to start him out has him at the 45 already.
Double time.
Opening carry of the game for Cordero Patterson. And he'll take it across midfield down into Jet territory. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
Check him. That's right, baby. They don't want it. Mike 34, Mike 34. Ready.
They're going to look to throw. Open man is Kyle Pitts, his tight end. And he's going to be taken down right at the 40-yard line.
43.
Now a play fake here on first down. And that is caught. It's Ridley. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. 23 yards, the final tally.
And this has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10.
Hey, me and you all day. All day.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. That one is slant to McLaurin. And he's brought down. Another nice gain, 16 yards there, and a first down again.
I think he has to be saying to himself, how did that not wind up a touchdown? Remember, you just need the tip of the ball to cross the plane. It's not going to get there, but they're going to be set up in great shape with 1st and goal.
1st and goal, and a chance to get that initial touchdown right back. Again, he'll drop to throw. That ball is caught. It's London for the Atlanta touchdown. A great play there. His first touchdown on the year. And the Falcons are able to match the opening drive touchdown against them with one of their own. A nice throw there by the 2nd-year quarterback.
And I don't believe that was the kind of play he would have made as a rookie, because usually your rookie season is a continuation of your college days. A lot of one read, and if you don't have it, you just take off and go. Now he's settled in the pocket a little bit more, reading the field and getting to his 2nd and sometimes 3rd progression. That was a nice play.
Extra point by Koo, up and good. And we are tied at 7. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. Fields it right around the goal line. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. Back onto the field come the New York Jets for their second drive. 4-4 their record through 8 games on the season. Would you say that this team has overperformed, underperformed, or are they kind of right where you thought that they would be?
Do you mind if I say yes, yes, and yes? Because ultimately to me, 4-4 is about where they should be, because we've seen weeks where they've been really, really good. They've looked terrific. Other weeks where we've wondered just how good is this team. They want to be consistent in their play, not consistently inconsistent, which is what they've been thus far. Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
So that changes things a bit. Here's a 1st and 10 all the way down at the 35. Wilson. Looking for Bateman. He's got him complete. And he'll be brought down at the 27. Well, this defense for the Falcons, they were very strong in the win last week over the Giants.
Yeah, and what stood out to me on tape, the way they were flying to the football. So that tells me that they've got all their assignments down, and they're playing with extreme confidence.
Oh, you got deep? 45, 45, 45.
On 2nd down, a run with Carter. A gain of 5, good enough for the 1st down.
Let's go, deep.
Now it's Wilson. Able to connect with Mims. And they're going to get this down inside the 15.
Timing is so important on a route like this, because he's going to line up out right and then cut straight across the field. I think the ball might have come out a count or two too late, because by the time he was able to secure it, not much of a chance to turn it upfield.
Here I come again. Here I come again. Here I come again.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Wilson. Quick hitter here. It's complete. And down inside the 10 here before he's out of bounds right around the 7. These two teams all tied after 1. Here's Wilson. And oh, it'll be intercepted. Picked off by Casey Hayward. And the Falcons are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20. CD, when he went to throw that, I'm not sure if he just didn't see where the defense was. Whatever the case, not the throw you're looking for on 1st and goal.
Not at all, because, look, let's face it, that close to the goal line, if you throw an interception, is going to hurt on any down. But really, the only down you can kind of live with is if you do it on 4th down. The first 3, if you don't have it wide open, just get rid of it. Make sure they can't get it and live to fight another down. 1st and goal, and you throw the pick, not good at all.
Had a bit of a lane there, took advantage of it. Give them 7 there on the 1st down carry. Operating from the 27 now. Here's 2nd and 3. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. That's going to be caught by Pitts. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there, because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a 1st down.
So in Jet territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. 1st and 10, it's Patterson. And they'll get this just to the 47, 1-yard gain. The Falcons at 4-3, a game over 500. And they come in feeling pretty good after back-to-back victories, CD.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
All day. All day.
2nd and 9 now. Throw right side, caught by Ridley. And he'll be brought down just shy of the 40.
He kept the receiver in the short field, but that let his quarterback get the ball quickly to him before either guy in double coverage could react.
And the Jets D, they call on a couple extra defensive backs on third.
Let's go, hey.
Back to throw. And he finds McLaurin. And they'll work this down inside the 30.
And Brandon, from our time in college football, where receivers weren't running the traditional NFL route tree, one thing they did learn: find open areas, find soft spots, and set up and catch the ball. And I think we just saw that there.
Yeah, we saw that indeed, picking up the first. Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. Throw over the middle, going to be caught here by Pitts. And they're going to get this down to about the 17-yard line here. Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. Throw out right, taken in by Patterson. And he showed off the athletic juke. Good little gain there. Not a whole lot of real estate, but a nice carry.
And a nice gain and a broken tackle along the way. And really, we shouldn't be surprised, should we? That's what runners do, especially the best ones. They break tackles and gain extra yardage.
And this throw incomplete. Now the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to third down. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And fourth down now coming up. Koo knocks this one through the post. And they take the lead here now at 10-7. So, Charles, they get to them with their first turnover of the game and then make it hurt a little bit extra with a field goal.
And anytime you give the ball up, what's the first thing a coach tells his defense? Don't let them score off of this. You've got to put out the fire. In fact, in 2021, that's what one NFL coach termed his defense. The firemen. Go out there, guys, and don't let them put some points on the board.
The offense for the Jets ready to take over. And they come into this one off the loss over the weekend. But you say if you're going to play a Thursday night game, this is the week to do it.
It certainly is, because you get right back out there. You don't have time to dwell on things. And look, your game plan is going to be a little more limited, but so is theirs. So that's when you just appeal to your top players. Guys, you make plays in this one, we out-execute them, we can walk away with a win.
It'll go as a gain of 25 on a play that started back at the 25. From midfield now, here's Wilson. That's complete, left side to Bateman. And he's going to be taken down just shy of the 35.
Well, they obviously read man coverage their partner, and he got downfield, broke down the defender, made him
What do you mean by that, Burko?
Yeah, he made him think he was going to run a different route. Probably thought he was going to take it upfield. Then he...
Touchdown! A great effort there. 36 yards. And the Jets are once again back in front.
As a general rule, quarterbacks don't want to lock in on a receiver before the ball is snapped. But in this case, based on the matchup he thought he was going to get, it was favorable for his tight end. He locked in on him early and found him for a touchdown.
Now Zerline on to add the extra point. And that makes it 14-10. So a 75-yard scoring drive on just 3 plays. And it ends with a Jet touchdown. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This will be fielded inside the 5. And he'll be stopped up at the 25. The Falcons ready to take over. They're riding a 2-game winning streak into this Thursday nighter. How easy is it when you're on a roll to stay on a roll given the quick turnaround?
Well, you would think it'd be pretty easy because everyone's locked in practice and meetings because everyone feels good about themselves. And for coaches, this is where they have to tell themselves, don't add too much. Don't worry about game plans as much as players. So look at your play sheet and think, give it to the guys who play best, and don't worry about the rest of it.
Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33. On 2nd down, a run with Patterson. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. On 1st down, going back to Patterson. Gets around him. And good running there as he'll take this all the way up to midfield. It's a gain of 13 and a 1st down for Atlanta. Consecutive plays now where that offensive line has really created a lot of space.
And we've seen the confidence rise, haven't we? It borders on arrogance now, and that's that good arrogance, believing you can run the football whenever you get good and ready.
Here we go, set, yellow, 43.
Double tight, double tight.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football.
Here we go, 45, White.
I got you. 57, Mike, 57. Coming in.
2nd and 6. This one caught by Ridley. And he's going to be taken down just shy of the 35.
Come on, set, yellow, 22.
They'll look to throw here on 1st down. And that's caught. It's Brian Edwards. And he'll be taken down at about the 22-yard line. Back to throw again. Got a man. It's Patterson, complete. And they're going to get this down inside the 20. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. 6 yards left on 2nd down.
Rush in, rush in, rush in.
Ready.
They'll look to throw again. And that will be taken in by Ridley for a Falcon touchdown. From 19 yards away. And the Falcons will take the lead here in the final minute of the first half. What a great drive that was. A long drive, sustained, well executed.
I love what we're seeing out of him here in year 2, right? This young quarterback continues to evolve and grow. He's really the adage right now that John Wooden, the famous basketball coach, used to say. Be quick, but don't hurry. You can see that everything is happening for him, but he's not taking it at a pace that he can't sustain.
Koo able to connect on the extra point. And it's now 17-14. So that drive in total 8 plays. And it's Calvin Ridley who finishes it off with a touchdown reception. Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. The Jets going to take over now late in this first half. And with a little under a minute to go, they may try and work their way into field goal range and try to tie up this ball game.
15 Lonnie, 15 Lonnie. Watch the curl. 44 is the Mike.
On 1st down, Wilson.
Give me that ball.
That's caught right side by Mims. And he gets this up to the 34 out of bounds there. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And they'll have a 2nd and 1 forthcoming.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
Let's go, D, let's go.
Looking to throw again on second down. Wilson. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. The Jets are going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. Open man here is Prohl. Now another timeout called for by the offense as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play in this first half. On second and very short, Wilson. And that's going to be good for another first down as the tackle's made at the Falcons' 41-yard line. First down now, but that clock rolling. Wilson's throw here caught by Mims. And he's going to have the first down as they move into field goal range here at the 25-yard line. Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime. So even though it's first down, here's the field goal unit on now to try to get 3 before halftime. This from 42 yards out. Zerline's kick is up and through. And that will tie things at 17 all. And with that last field goal, that puts him now at 300 made on his career, and that is something to celebrate.
And that puts him in the top 30 all time. So he's really made a mark, and he's got plenty of life left in that leg, that's for sure.
And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. And they'll have time for one play. There's 2 seconds on the clock. Got this complete to the tight end Pitts. So thanks to the late field goal, we are all tied up heading to intermission as we send you down to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach.
All right, guys, thanks very much. We'll get back with you shortly. But first, let's take a look at what's coming up this weekend around the NFL. Some good-looking matchups on your screen there. One of the best, yeah, I'll say it, it's in Cleveland. A big test there for the Browns as they'll take on the visiting Indianapolis Colts. The 4 o'clock games have some intrigue as well, especially up in Buffalo, where it'll be the Bills taking on the New England Patriots. And lastly, Sunday Night Football has a good one lined up between the New Orleans Saints and the Tampa Bay Bucks. Meanwhile, in our game, no shortage of offense as each team has been able to move the ball effectively. Will the defenses show up in the second half? Find out. We give it back to our commentators, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Okay, Coach, yeah, adjustments likely going to play a big role in this third quarter in what's been a tight contest so far. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. And the Falcons ready to go back to work to start the third quarter. This offense ready for the first drive of the third quarter. Well, quarters number 1 and 2 entertaining. We saw some good offense points put up, Charles, and all tied on the scoreboard.
And it sets us up for what could be a really fun second half because we've seen both sides score almost at will here in the first half. And now, here in the second half, getting the ball first, you've got to think, hey, we can go out and really run our offense the way we did in the first half. But if I'm a defensive player, all I'm thinking is, can I make a play to really help out my team and break this streak of offense?
So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. They'll drop to throw. Oh, he's got his tight end Pitts complete. And he is going to have a Falcons first down. They needed 3. He doubled that. He got 6. 5th catch of the game for him there.
Yeah, and the tight end position is now becoming a volume pass catcher. Used to be occasional, right? Safety valve. Throw one to him every so often, but mainly they want him out there to block. Nowadays, an integral part of the passing game, and they create such great mismatches that they often become the leading receiver.
On play action, they'll throw. Looking for McLaurin, and he's got him. And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line. So in Jet territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 46. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw.
And looking for McLaurin, but this is intercepted. And the Jets are going to get the football here at their own 40-yard line.
CD, I know it's just his second year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, second year, as you noted, on-the-job training. So he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
So here's the Jets offense now as they get ready for their first possession of the second half.
They'll start at the 40, so great starting field position following the interception.
Now a throw right side taken in here to start this drive.
And he'll be brought down just shy of the 40.
Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there, stop the offense. But you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out throwing the football, hoping to catch him off balance.
And he did.
Ready, ready, ready. The mic. Check. 45 the mic. Here we go, here we go. He's checking, ready. Crash.
Edwards now on 1st and 10. And a pretty good run there as he gets 7 down to the 33.
Here's Edwards again on 2nd down.
They got 2 of the 3 they needed there. It leaves them with 3rd and just a yard. They'll try and run for the first with Edwards. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Brandon, I think you and I were both raised the same way in the game of football. You run to set up the pass, but I think we've discovered in this NFL, a lot of teams pass to set up the run. And that's what they've done throughout this game. They've aired it out, thrown it around the yard. Now they've come back to the running game, and they find a way to be successful with it.
Check, check. Let's go. 44, Mike, 45.
They'll run with Carter.
And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. The 6-yard line, the line of scrimmage on 2nd and goal. Here's the option, running right. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 10-yard line. He lost 4 there, and it's 3rd down.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
6 plays got him down here. This is play number 7, 3rd and goal.
44's the mic, 44's the mic. Check, check.
To throw is Wilson. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. They wind up with 6 on the hook up there, but it's not enough. 4th and goal.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
So Wilson runs off, and now they will go to the man they call Greg the Leg, Greg Zuerlein.
Zuerlein's kick is up and through. And with that, they take the lead here, 20-17.
Whatever was said in the locker room during the break must have worked. They forced the turnover. They didn't get the touchdown, Charles, but it does translate into 3 points to begin this second half.
Exactly as they discussed in the locker room at halftime. Get some points to get things kick-started. Now start your half off with some momentum. Gives you something to build on for your next possession.
Here comes the Atlanta offense now ready to take over here.
And we'll see if they can bounce back from that last drive. In particular, if they can bounce back at the quarterback position, Charles, after throwing their first interception of the ball game.
Yeah, and some guys, you know they're going to want to try and get a big play right away and take control back. Others, they're going to want to look to hit a couple shorter passes and get a little momentum back that way.
But for the defense, that goal's not changing a bit. They want another pick.
You're exactly right about that. In fact, you got to watch them a little bit because in coverage, They may cut down their gaps a little bit, maybe their splits a little bit in order to try and get to the ball even faster.
Black, 95.
Watch the run. Watch the run.
They'll look to throw now on first down.
Oh, into a sea of defenders and intercepted.
Picked off by the linebacker, C.J. Mosley.
And the Jets are going to take possession of the football.
That's now his second interception in as many weeks from his linebacker position.
And think about all the different techniques he has to employ in a passing situation. Is he spot dropping because it's zone? Is he picking up man-to-man? Is he having to run with a running back or a tight end? In any event, great eyes, head on a swivel, and excellent hands.
Yeah, versatility and showing those hands. After the interception, here's Wilson. Open man here is Conklin.
And they're going to get this down to about the 37.
I know exactly what's going to be said about that play from the defensive perspective.
What's that?
That's why I tell all you guys we need more than one tackler to the ball. He broke the first tackle. Luckily enough, there were more people there to get him down.
45. Mike, 45.
To throw again on second down. Wilson. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end.
And he's going to get this down near the 25.
They'll throw on first down with Wilson. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down.
Well, thanks for joining us here on a Thursday night in the NFL. Third quarter, 2nd and 10 coming up.
And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down.
Grady Jarrett making his presence felt. He gets the sack.
Okay, I'm not sure you could actually draw a better pass rush than that one right there. Nowhere to go outside. He had to keep backing up and backing up and backing up. Eventually dropped for a huge loss.
So now Wilson and the Jets with a 3rd and long here following the sack.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw.
He'll drop this underneath to Carter, and he'll be brought down at the 27.
And with that last play, he's now up over that 300-yard mark.
And in today's NFL, it almost feels routine. And I hate that when you talk about a 300-yard passing game. To me, 300 yards still signifies excellence, and he's achieved that in this performance.
So Wilson runs off, and now they will go to the man they call Greg the Leg, Greg Zuerlein.
From the right hash, this from 44 yards out. Zuerlein's kick is up and through, and that will double their lead as it's up to 6.
A second field goal here this 3rd quarter, and his 3rd of the game so far.
He's been an important part of the offense, that's for sure, and they may need him again before this one's said and done. So I would treat him like a pitcher throwing a no-hitter. Leave him alone and let him focus.
And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26.
Atlanta now coming out on the field. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. I had one tell me once, when we were having a tough patch, this too shall pass, this too shall pass. And in fact, we kept having a rough patch. He said, but you've got to do something to make it pass. And that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back, get themselves reasserted, and calm things down.
See if they can get calm and reassert themselves here.
Here we go. Yellow, 43.
Patterson, he'll try it up the middle.
And he'll get up to the 43-yard line.
50 yards now on the ground on just 7 carries.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. They'll look to throw here. And he will find Ridley. That's complete. And he'll be brought down on what's going to turn out to be the final play of this 3rd quarter. 1 quarter remains here in this Thursday night matchup.
You are watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Ready.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. They'll look to throw.
He's got his pass-catching tight end. That's Pitts. And he's going to be taken down just shy of the 35.
Nice idea, nice concept there. Line him up on the left side of the formation. Let him sneak his way across. Coming back underneath. Put it in his hands. Let him get a few more yards after the catch, too.
Great way to utilize a tight end on the drag route. And this time they were ready for him as they'll stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down.
When coaches stress their defense being physical, they don't just mean the big guys. How about the guys on the outside, the cornerbacks? It's not just their job to patrol the airspace. They can get involved in the run game as well.
So their task a little bit more difficult now. 2nd and 13 that they're walking up on. They'll set up a throw. And he'll complete this one to Patterson. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38. And now we'll get a stoppage here. There appears to be an injured Falcon on the field.
The medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break.
The offense on 3rd down tonight, they've been okay. 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd down and 12. That's complete to his receiver, McLaurin. And he'll be stopped short of the 1st down as they rally to tackle him at about the 28. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And that's going to make it 4th down.
He decided to run a hitch route. It really helps to have a guy who can turn it loose. And, boy, he rifled one in there on that one. Not much run after catch, but it worked really well.
Ready. Black 40.
What's the run? They're running it.
They'll go. It's Patterson.
Just a gain of 3, but they'll certainly take it as they convert on 4th down.
4th and 2 in the NFL, not ordinarily a running down anymore. Usually that ball is moved through the air. They went ahead and gave it to the back, and he ends up picking up the 1st down. I'm not sure if they fooled him as much as they just did a nice job executing.
Needed 2, and they got 3. The Falcon passing game looking good on this drive as they get the 1st down. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And a quick throw here, that's complete. Give him 9 there on the 1st down completion.
From the 3, 2nd and a yard. Back to the ground now. Patterson.
And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. He winds up giving a yard back there, and now it's 3rd and 2.
I thought he did a nice job there setting an edge and make sure nothing could get to the outside. But he decided that wasn't enough for him. Worked his way back inside and made the tackle on the ball carrier.
They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the 1st here.
Our time. It's our time. Mike 34.
On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. Touchdown, Falcons!
Tyler Algier, a 5-yard touchdown. And the Falcons are an extra point away from taking the lead here in the 4th. Well, Charles, he's still a young signal caller in this league, 2nd year in the NFL. And I don't know if last year as a rookie, if he would have worked through his progressions like he did on that touchdown pass.
I think you're right about that. We're seeing him grow up right in front of our eyes because when he went to his primary read, he recognized that they were all over that. So he continued to survey the field, picked up another target, delivered a pass exactly where it needed to be. A very mature play for the 2nd-year quarterback.
Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off. This one fielded at the 5. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29.
The New York set to take the field.
And they will be looking to answer the touchdown. Their defense just surrendered. Still a good chunk of time remaining here in the 4th quarter and a chance to regain the lead in a tight one.
Both teams working on short rest, but this has been one of the better Thursday night games we've seen as they come up here on 1st and 10. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. It looks like a loss of right around 11 there on 1st down to set him back on 2nd.
That sack doesn't change their offensive game plan. They always want to air it out and try and get the ball downfield quickly. They're going to have to block a little bit better, though, because the urgency and pressure just increase. Twice the distance now just to get a 1st down and 1 less down to try and get it.
Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. Here's Wilson to throw. Throwing middle, and it's complete. That'll give him 8 that time, and it'll be a 3rd and about 13. Here's Wilson.
Got a man. It's Mims. And he is going to have a Jets 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And passing yardage-wise, now up over 350 in this game. Pretty nice performance.
Definitely that, which usually means you're putting a lot of pressure on guys trying to cover. If you're a defensive back and they put over 350 yards on you, you've had a long day. The key to everything, if you're doing it without throwing interceptions or turning the ball over.
Throwing now, Wilson on 1st down. Wide open receiver complete. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. 23 yards on the play.
Partner, he sold the go route really well. Thought he was going deep, then curled it back inside for a nice completion.
DBs love when they pump the brakes, don't they?
Yeah, that's really a whole lot of fun. It's almost like you said, listen, if you're going to sell the go, just go. Well, let's see who's faster.
From Falcon territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
Well, he'd been targeted quite a bit on this drive, and finally I think the guys on the defensive side, they said no more. They slapped the double coverage on him, made it very tough for him to get the ball.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 35.
Just like that. Just like that.
To throw again is Wilson. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. This will be a gain of about 8 to the 27-yard line. This is 3rd and 2. Maybe the biggest play in this football game. Now Wilson. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Oh, that was a nice job there. Quarterback and receiver reading the pressure that was brought. They both knew it was going to open up the middle of the field. Nice little shake and bake at the line of scrimmage, got right into his route, and the quarterback hit him in stride, and he was able to run free after the catch.
And the question now, how do they want to work the clock here on 1st and goal? A field goal would give them the late lead. Now it's Wilson. This is caught. Touchdown, Jets. Tyler Conklin from 8 yards out.
And the Jets answer back with a touchdown of their own to take a 4th quarter lead. Plenty of scoring here of late, and our lead changes hands now in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, they just gave up a touchdown the other end, so they knew that with time getting short, they had to put something together here, and they were able to do so and retake the lead right back.
Wilson going to throw for it. And it is incomplete, so they can't convert for 2. And now the lead stays at 5.
I don't know about you, but I can't wait for a few years of 2-point tries and see what the data tells us, because a lot of teams want to throw the ball in this situation, this time unsuccessfully. I just wonder if maybe running the ball might be the way to go.
With it moved up from the 3 to the 2, you would think maybe a few more attempts at running.
I think stats over time may bear out that running the ball will at least be the equal of throwing it in that situation.
So now Ritter and the Falcons
down by 5, 2:11 to go. Plenty of time here. They've got 3 timeouts and the 2-minute warning as they've got it 1st and 10.
We all nil. Let's go. Hey, well, Mike.
They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. And that is caught. It's Ridley. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
But Charles, they're trying to protect this lead late. Those are the types of mistakes they could afford to go without.
About the last thing you want to give them is help in completing a comeback, which is exactly what that penalty does.
So the penalty yards marched off on the face mask. Here's 1st and 10. He'll look to throw. Throw to the right here, taken in by McLaurin.
And he'll be brought down just shy of the 40.
We've got a one-score game with inside of 2 minutes remaining.
95.
Watch the screen. Watch the screen. 34's the mic. 34's the mic.
Go.
He's back to throw.
Throw over the middle, going to be caught here by Pitts.
And give him 6 yards here as he stopped near the 35 at the 34. And he's got a man, Calvin Ridley.
And he is going to have a Falcons first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Now a throw here, hauled in.
And they've got this down to about the 12-yard line.
First down now, but that clock rolling.
On a huge mistake late, it's intercepted. Jalen Petrie picks it off. And the Jets have just about sewn up this football game.
Boy, so another interception, CD. It feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his 2nd season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether you keep playing him and let him work through it, or you start thinking about going to his backup.
That's what I do. 45.
The drive starts with a carry by Edwards. And he stopped right at the 25 after a gain of 5. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 55 seconds remaining in the football game.
Here's Edwards again on 2nd down.
And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. It'll go as a gain of 9, and that should write an ending to this one.
Most of their damage has been done through the air. I mean, they've rung the bell 3 times with passing touchdowns, but guess what? Ground game has not been neglected. Nice little burst right there.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
Go. 45. 45. Mike, 45.
Again, it's Edwards. And he'll power his way forward for about 4 yards there on the first down carry. Now a 2nd timeout called for by the defense. That'll leave him with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play.
4 down. 4 down. I got two.
On the counter, Carter.
And very little room to maneuver. He'll get this down to about the 39.
And a stoppage here. We're going to need to take a moment as a Jet was shaken up on that one. Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment.
Okay, great.
5 men in the secondary now for the Falcons on 3rd down.
44's the mic. 40. Go.
Here's Wilson.
A swing pass here to Edwards.
Falcons going to use their 3rd and final timeout as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play. Here's the Jets punter now. And surprisingly, this is the first punt of the game for either team. He punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. It'll be a 48-yard punt, 5 there on the return. And the Falcons will be taking over 1st and 10. And here now come the Falcons. And 3 interceptions in this game. And I would have to think, I wasn't a quarterback, but number 4 is kind of, oh, you're like, oh, man, I can't throw 4.
No, what's interesting is what do the coaches decide to do now? Having thrown 3, do you alter your offensive strategy? Do you take the ball out of his hands and maybe turn to the running game? Or do you have that supreme confidence that he's going to turn things around?
We'll see what they do.
Finding Edwards. And they're going to get this to about the 44-yard line. Well, it took us until the final play, Charles, to officially decide a winner, although on that last play they were so backed up it would have taken a miracle, and they couldn't get that miracle done.
Well, I like how you stayed with it because we both knew that this had to go down to the last play, and neither side was going to exhale until that play concluded because we've seen the improbable before. A couple of laterals, maybe some poor defense on the back end. They might have gone all the way to the end zone. In this case, though, it didn't happen. Perhaps next time.
So for the Jets, the win gets them back over 500 at 5-4 on the year. And they'll be able to enjoy this one through the bye week before they get back at it again. Meanwhile, for Atlanta, they drop back to 500 now at 4 up.
Today, from Ford Field in Detroit, it's Week 9 of the NFL on EA Sports. It's the Detroit Lions taking on the Green Bay Packers.
Downtown between Brush Street and I-375. That's where we're located in the heart of Detroit at Ford Field, which first opened back in 2002. Today, it's a Week 9 matchup set to go here between the Green Bay Packers and the Detroit Lions. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you talk about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you can get by from...
The first 2 months of the regular season down. What will the final two bring us as we're off in Week 9?
Taken in at the 3. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return.
So here are the Lions now coming out for their opening drive.
They'll be led out by a Heisman runner-up during his college days. It's the versatile Jalen Hurts.
And I thought it was a really nice performance last week by him. 3 touchdown passes. I think that signifies exactly what he was getting done. He did have the 1 interception.
But that's the ratio you say you're okay with, right?
If you go 3-1, you're going to be pretty happy over the course of a season. And let's face it, he'll never blame the receiver publicly. But behind closed doors, he probably told his agent, hey, what's the deal? I should have had a perfect game.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 23 yards, the final tally.
The goal for any offense versus a zone defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route.
Crack all 80.
4 down. Check.
First carry now for Kareem Hunt. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
The Lions at 3-5, 2 games under 500. They were winners their last time out, so they'll be looking to make it 2 in a row.
And so much about football, partner, comes down to mindset. Being in the right frame of mind, and the best way to get in that good frame of mind, winning. So they come in feeling good. They've got the home crowd behind them. And I think they're going to be tough to beat in this one.
Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss.
Watch tight. Tight end right.
This is Hunt on the draw play. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
And now on 3rd down, they'll need to get it to the 36 to pick up the first.
Burt sets up to throw it.
And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. And that'll bring up 4th down on the big sack with a loss of 5. And on that one, the protection just broke down.
You've got to have that leverage, don't you? We always talk about low man wins in the running game for an offensive lineman versus a defensive lineman. It's essentially the same thing in pass protection. Get lower than that defensive lineman so that you can keep your balance and keep him away from your guy trying to throw the football.
He was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. That one sails out of bounds. The side judge will walk it off. And he says it went out of bounds at the 9-yard line. Nice punt. The field position game, such an overlooked facet, Charles, of an NFL game. But this offense, they're going to be pinned back. What an ideal punt.
An ideal punt, and it leads to that term complementary football. Because them doing that puts their defense in a great spot, doesn't it? Gives them a chance. If they want to be aggressive, try and maybe get a safety out of this whole thing, it puts them in that position.
They go play action here on 1st down.
He has it complete to Christian Watson.
And able to get it across the 20 before they get to him. Now a 1st down carry by Jones.
And they'll get to him quickly here as he'll get a yard, just a yard to the 22.
The numbers on the ground for Jones last week. 13 carries, 55 yards.
There were some signs of life from their ground game last week, but overall, just a so-so performance. Everyone knows they can make a slight improvement how they contribute to this aspect of the offense. Linemen can set their blocks and hold them a little bit longer, and he can be quicker to the hole and hit a lane.
He's got a man, complete. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. A gain there of 30 big ones.
That's a great job of working the sideline right there. I love how he tracked the football the whole way. Just reached up and pulled it in. Had excellent field presence to understand where he was in order to make that play happen.
So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10. Back to throw. And there is Amari Cooper, his first catch.
And he's going to be taken down just shy of the 35.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Right back to Cooper, and he got him again. And able to get this to the 24-yard line. They began the play at the 12. It's also a pickup of 12 for the 1st down. Again, he'll drop to throw.
Throw right side, hauled in by Dobbs. And he's going to be brought down at about the 16.
And forget about the run to set up the pass. They're just coming out throwing.
Forget trying to set anything up. They feel like they have the advantage. They feel like they have the matchups, and they're just attacking right now.
Yep, going to the air on the opening drive. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw.
That one thrown away from the pocket. The officials kind of looking at each other, but they'll say there was a receiver in the area, so no penalty, just an incomplete pass. And they needed 2. They could only get 1. 4th down.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball on this drive and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play. Stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally, because otherwise, pass rushers just tee off on your quarterback. Makes it very, very difficult for him in that situation.
Let's go now. Liking 18.
They'll go with Jones. And he gets the first down yardage before he's brought down just outside the 10 at the 11. So this offense able to convert on 4th, and now a fresh set of downs here. 1st and 10. On the delay, Jones. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. Now 2nd and 5. Snap will come from the 6. Now the toss to Jones, running right. And he gets halfway there from the 6 to the 3 on a gain of 3. Heavy set out there on 3rd and 1. They'll try and run for it with Jones. And he is going to lose yardage here. A 3-yard loss. 4th down now.
That's a really alert defense there, because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
Now Aldrich Rosas for the field goal attempt. From the left hash, a chip shot here. Rosas' kick is good. And the Packers are off to a 3-0 lead. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
Back onto the field come the Lions for their 2nd overall drive. 3-5 is where they sit on the year. A very uneven start is certainly not an ideal position to be in at the halfway point of the season. CD, do you see an avenue where they can still be a playoff team, or is that ship sailed?
Well, since you took me to the nautical side, I'm going to try and keep up here, because to me, this ship is about ready to pull out of port. These next couple of games are absolute must-wins for them. Now, if they can win a couple, get to 5-5, maybe they start believing in themselves. But a loss here, that would move them to 3-6. And if that's the case, well, that boat is going to head out to the harbor with them still on the dock.
So the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. Throwing is Hurts. Swings this out for Hunt. And he'll go down just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. We'll see what they have drawn up here. A little bit behind the line. 12 yards needed to gain a first down. Now a shot taken on 3rd down, but it's going to wind up incomplete. Here comes the Lions punter now, as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. And a fair catch called for and made just inside the 35-yard line. Yeah, call it 38 yards on the punt, no return. And it'll be Packer football here. 1st down and 10. The Packers offense here coming back out for their 2nd drive. Well, partner, fast forward with me for a second. Remember, next week they have the open week, so they're going to get some extended rest. Does that change how they manage the rest of this one?
I think it does a little bit, but not by too much, because you're right. You get the extra rest. You get a chance to heal up and kind of, do a little bit of a reset for this team. But it's also 7 extra days to think back to the last time you were on the field. So now, a little more importance on what they're getting done, because they carry it with them for essentially 2 weeks.
3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. On 3rd down, here's Jones.
He's not going to get there. That won't even be close. It was blown up in the backfield. This defense not budging. Back-to-back carries of just 2 yards.
This defense has really flown around in the first half. They've gotten to the ball carrier before they can really get started. Offense got to have to come up with something else in order to try and get this running game going.
On 4th down, J.K. Scott ready to punt it away. And just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away. And great special teams work here. This is knocking on the door of the 5. They'll spot it at the 6-yard line.
Absolutely love the flexibility of these punters. Their leg drive, able to get it way up in the air, and that allows their punt team to get down there and down it inside the 10 because they've had some time.
Now the Lions offense, they get ready to head back out there. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a 1st down now.
Hurts.
And this one caught by Travis Kelce. And he's dropped just shy of the 25 at the 24. Successful start to the drive, 17 yards, and moves the sticks.
And they were backed up to start the drive, but not anymore. Now, that's the play call that the offensive coordinator had in his head. You saw the end result. He wanted to go ahead and push the ball downfield, and that's what they did. And they wound up with good yardage there to get things rolling.
On 1st down, they'll run with Hunt. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground. But I think the play gets made by the defensive front. Because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
But now they're in a spot that every team tells us when we have our production meetings they don't want to be in 3rd and long. And that's because those back-to-back running plays just didn't accomplish a whole lot.
Here's Hurts to throw.
Try to get it to Williams, but it's intercepted. Picked off by Jair Alexander. And into the end zone. It's a pick 6 and a Packer touchdown.
An excellent play there, CD, on the pick 6. And I think were they a nickel? Did they have an extra DB out there?
Yeah, Brandon, I think they were in standard nickel, not the Buffalo, as teams like to call it, meaning 3 safeties for big nickel. They just wanted to take away the quarterback's throwing lanes, and that's exactly what they did and came through with a big-time pick 6.
Aldrich Rosas on for the extra point. It's up and good, and that'll increase their lead to 10-zip. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick 6. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air.
This will be fielded inside the 5. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. Detroit's offense ready to take over. Now remember, they were just out here a moment ago through the pick 6, so we'll see if they can take better care of the football this go-around.
Yeah, and sometimes, partner, I think it's almost better that you just throw the pick 6 and you come right back out on the field. You're not over on the sidelines dwelling for it for very long. You're not hearing everyone say, oh, hey, you'll get them next time. Hey, don't worry about it. All that stuff just goes right out the window. You're right back out on the field with a chance to atone.
2nd and 5 now. Hurts gets this to Kareem Hunt, his running back. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there.
On 1st and 10, it's Swift. And he fights forward for a modest 2-yard gain, 2nd down.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
They'll run the draw here with Swift. And he'll be tackled at the 45 following a gain of just 2.
The Lions on 3rd down. 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is 3rd and 7.
Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts.
So no sack. He gets back to the line of scrimmage, but it'll still bring up a 4th down.
Well, I could spin this negatively as he just got back to the line of scrimmage. But when you really analyze it, he took away a big play for the defense, made it an uneventful run because he avoided a sack and didn't lose yardage.
Here comes the Lions punter now as he's on here to punt it away. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. Yeah, he was looking for the checkup bounce, didn't get it. That scoots all the way into the end zone now for a touchback. So here are the Packers now to take over. They were losers to Kansas City a week ago, but they are out in front right now. Now a play fake here on 1st down. Oh, Cooper with a nice grab. And they work this well upfield across the 45. That's good for 28 yards.
That is one heck of a catch right there. Got his eye on it the whole way and able to make the grab one-handed. Very nicely done, and for a nice chunk of yardage, too.
So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield. On the counter, here's Jones. And he's going to get it across the midfield stripe into Lion territory. It was Jaron Reed who got him down.
And that's exactly what you want on a 1st down run. Pick up 5 yards, bring up 2nd and 5. The defensive line, though, they've got to figure out a way to out-leverage the guys up front because the offensive line is winning at the point of attack.
4 receivers to keep tabs on here. 3 of them to the right side on 2nd and 5. On play action, they'll throw. And Watson has it right side. And it's going to be another 1st down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions 33. A really nice pickup of 14 yards, and it moves the sticks. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer. Just picking up yardage in bunches here these last few plays. They have moved right down the field, and just like that, they're going to be set up with a 1st and goal.
Well, they don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. Back to throw here. And he will find his man on the outside. And it's a Packers touchdown. Dominic Daphne. His 1st touchdown on the year. And his guys now an extra point away from taking a 3-score lead.
For good reason, quarterbacks want to get the ball to the perimeter to their wide receivers for big plays. But in this situation, it felt like based on coverage, he knew that he wanted his tight end to have the football, and for good reason.
Rosas now to add the PAT. He's got it, and it's 17-0. So the drive there, 5 plays, 80 yards. And it ends with a Packers touchdown. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
And Williams going to sit on this one. It'll be a touchback.
And Detroit getting set to go now.
And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the 2nd quarter, but you're down.
You don't want to.
No, but let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you
Now
just
you
called
can
it.
go.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But
Yeah.
let's face it. You mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that they've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
On 2nd and inches. Hurts finding Hardman here over the middle. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Now they got to get to the line quickly.
Hurts throw into the hands here of Hardman.
And down he goes at the 49, a 3-yard pickup. Throwing again on 2nd down. Hurts. He's going to dump this off to his running back, Hunt.
1st and 10 here. You know, if they could just get 3 out of this, there's something about narrowing it to a 2-score game at half that makes it feel like much less of an obstacle.
Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime.
Play action. Here's Hurts. And that nearly intercepted. But it's incomplete. Now, remember, he had a pick earlier, but couldn't reel that one in.
Trying to keep the drive going here. This is play number 7 on 3rd and 2.
Check 59, Mike is 59.
From the gun, it's Hurts.
And this is caught. First catch for Keenan Allen. The Lions now going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half.
On 1st and 10, it's Hurts.
And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down. On 2nd and 10, Hurts. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Jair Alexander.
Don't do us like that.
How big is that penalty? Wipe out the INT.
You'd hate to be the teammate that caused that penalty and wiped out the interception. You got to face that guy in the locker room. Not a lot of fun for you, and you hurt your squad.
So the completion good for 7 there, and that'll bring up 2nd down. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. The quick slant caught. The Lions quickly now going to use the last of their timeouts as they stop it with 11 seconds remaining in this first half.
Set the tone, defense. Set the tone, defense. Let's go.
They'll set up a throw. And that is caught. Touchdown, Detroit. Mecole Hardman in the final seconds of the first half.
And the Lions are on the board here in the final seconds of the first half.
The way this one was going, you just got the sense they needed something before half. They've at least got something on the board now. Still trailing, but a good sign.
That takes me back to our preseason tour of NFL camps. You remember we talked with that one coach who said his emphasis this year was scoring in the last 2 minutes of a half, heading into the locker room. This hits it right there. Take that momentum, take that good feeling, and take it to the locker room, regroup, and start over. They got it here.
They did indeed. And a lot of football, full half to be played. Scoring summary, 3-play drive, and it's capped off by a touchdown for the Lions.
Fielded just outside the goal line. And able to get this out to the 25.
All that remains is to snap this once, and that'll do it for the first half of play. So we've come to halftime here with the visiting Packers out on top. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, all right, Brandon, thank you very much. Hi again, everyone. Let's get you caught up with what's going on around the NFL as we are officially into the second half of the season. Lastly, let's check on one final game for you. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the second quarter. Meanwhile, in our game, it's been a back-and-forth first half. Who can put it together in the second half? For the answer, we turn it back over to our broadcast team of Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. So it's the Packers set to receive the kick. They've got the lead as well as we are underway in the third quarter. And this will not be returned, so the second half begins with a touchback. Well, the Packers ready to go to start quarter number 3. Hey, Charles, they've got the lead. Put your coaching hat on here now. What's the game plan for the second half?
I think getting the running game going a little bit more, because I thought in the first half they didn't get it moving the way that they would like. They had success throwing it, but I think these first couple of drives, they'll want to get those running backs going and give them more opportunities, and I will guarantee you that those guys were lobbying for them in the locker room at halftime.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Now back to throw.
He's got the hook up with Dobbs. And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the third quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. From the shotgun, a give to Jones. Defensively, a solid response after giving up back-to-back first downs.
Here's Jones again on second down.
Only gets 3 yards there on the heels of the 1-yard pickup. Sets up 3rd and 6. He'll look to throw.
He'll find DeGuara complete. And he's going to be taken down just shy of the 35.
As an unbiased observer, I think it would have been interesting to see what they would have done if they hadn't gotten the first down there. But since they did, I guess the point is moot.
Yeah, they're right there in that middle ground, field goal range, punt, go for it. But as you said, they picked it up.
Come on, set. 70-10 the look. You got nothing. Mike 3.
They'll look to throw here on first down.
Throwing left side, and Watson has it.
And he gets it down a yard or 2 shy of the 30 before he's out of bounds. It'll go as a gain of 4, and that's going to bring up second down. They'll set up to throw.
And complete once again to Watson.
And he'll be out of bounds, able to get it down to the 25 there. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful you're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
They'll look to throw again.
Throw right side, going to be complete to DeGuara. And he'll be marked down right at the 15-yard line. Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. And that is incomplete. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. An inside give to Jones. And effective running here. He'll take it down inside the 10. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. Touchdown, Packers!
Dominic Daphne.
2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far.
And the Packers take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead.
That drive that really increased their cushion felt very military to me. Very precise, methodical. That's one of the words you've taught me. And they just got it done.
And slowly but surely now starting to pull away a little bit. Things looking good for them here in the third quarter.
Not only pulling away, but you mentioned that slowly but surely. You also drain clock, too, with a drive like that. So you really give yourself an advantage.
Rosas good with the extra point. And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. So the Packer kickoff team set to go as they will kick this one away.
From the end zone, here comes Williams. And they'll get him down right around the 25, actually the 26 officially, so a net gain of 1 there.
So we get a look at the Lions offense as they get ready for their first possession of the second half.
And their halftime hole now even deeper, and they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start.
He's got a man, complete. And he's going to be marked down just inside the 35.
Now look, you're not going to be able to get this all back at once, but that certainly helps.
So you're saying 3 yards in a cloud of dust, not the strategy?
I go aerial attack.
Yeah, I think that's what has to happen. And if you're going to run it, you need to break off big chunks. We just saw a big play right there. They need plenty of those.
So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. They go play action with Hurts.
He'll leave it for Hunt, complete.
And he gets it down a yard or 2 shy of the 30 before he's out of bounds. They'll run with Hunt on 2nd down. And this Green Bay defense making that play look a lot like the previous one. Both tackles behind the line of scrimmage. And chalk that up as a 4-yard loss. And now it's 3rd down.
I think it's pretty evident. We can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they've stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments.
And he's going to be brought down at about the 16.
He certainly isn't looking at the scoreboard out there because, to me, all he's concerned about is analyzing the field and making most of the time left in this game. Deficit's still there, but he's starting to hit them with some big plays.
So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. Out of the gun, they run it with Hunt. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. 4 yards remain on 2nd down. Ball on the 10. They stay on the ground. Again, it's Hunt. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Call that a loss of a yard, and things get a little more difficult here. 3rd and 5.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
Play number 7 now coming up on the drive. 3rd and 5. They're going to look to throw. That is caught at the 7-yard line. And oh, he's just going to be short here, barely. Maybe by a half a foot. It'll be 4th and inches. He's been quiet today in the passing game, just his 2nd catch.
Yeah, and people have to come up with schemes to limit him. And what a lot of teams do, they'll double him, use a linebacker underneath, a safety over the top. Sometimes they'll just take a corner, maybe their 3rd corner if he's a bigger guy, and put him on a man-to-man to try and limit his touches. Just keep mixing it up. Give him different angles, different looks, like a good boxer does.
Up and good for Santoso.
And that will close the gap down to 14.
So the response to that touchdown on the other side to begin the 3rd quarter. Look, just 3 points, but still a response nonetheless.
You're exactly right about that, because I think you needed to answer back with something, even though it's not 6. Just enough to send the message that says, hey, we're not going away.
The Packer offense now ready to get back onto the field. And they've got the lead here getting late into the third quarter. The passing game for them, it's been terrific. We've seen that, but the rushing game almost non-existent.
And with the lead and trying to finish this game off, they need the running game to come back to life. They need to get sparked that way, take some time off the clock, and keep the ball away from their opponents.
He's got the connection to Cooper. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. A 14-yard gain there as they look to improve this 14-point lead. They'll look to throw now on first down.
That's complete to Dobbs.
And they'll get to him after a gain of 7 to the 47. And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the third quarter has come to a close. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Here we go. Watch left, watch left, watch left. Stop right there. 4 down.
2nd and 3. He'll find his tight end here, DeGuara. And they're able to work this across midfield to the 48.
So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive.
Meanwhile, the throw here is complete.
And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42. On 2nd down, it's Jones. They'll say no gain on the play there, and now it'll be 3rd down. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And that is incomplete. So now on comes the field goal unit, and wow, this is no ordinary try here. This to make it a 3-score game late. And this is good. He got just enough to clear the crossbar as he drops it in from long distance. And that will extend their lead even further.
So that almost certainly the final piece to this puzzle, a 3-score lead. I don't think there's any coming back from there.
But, you know, normally I'd get on you for giving up on the game right here, but I do think you're right in this case. This late in the game, 2 scores is tough enough. 3, I'm with you. That seems out of the question.
The Lions offense, they get ready to head back onto the field.
Well, I think that the folks here had hoped that maybe this home atmosphere would carry their guys to a surprise victory, but it does not appear that that's going to be the case. Just too much to handle on the other side in this one. They'll throw on first down with Hurts.
Got his man, it's Williams.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down.
Hurts sets up to throw it.
Over the middle, and it's caught. Keenan Allen.
And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line. But first down, Hurts.
Flushed out right. It's a loss of 4 on the first down play.
Second and 14.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw.
Throws out left. It's caught by Williams.
So give him 2 yards there on the completion. And that's going to lead to a 3rd and 12. Back to throw. And he'll find his man on the out route. That's Allen. And he'll get this only to about the 38 as they stop him a few yards shy of the line to gain. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And that's going to bring up a 4th down.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. And this is taken in at the 5. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. Defensively, I know they have the comfortable lead here in the 4th, but they do not want to give up big plays like that.
They want to finish strong. So oftentimes in this situation, you tighten up underneath in your coverage and you bring your safeties back. They can pick up anything that leaks through. But in the meantime, upfield, you're making plays on the football.
Throwing is Hurts.
And in for the Lions, touchdown.
DeAndre Swift.
A 5-yard touchdown.
And the Lions have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th.
There was no going through the progressions on that touchdown pass.
Yeah, nor was it necessary. His receiver won that route early, presented himself. No reason to wait. Go ahead and put it on him and score a touchdown.
Extra point try now for Santoso.
And the lead is trimmed down to 10. So that drive goes 8 plays. And the end result, a Detroit touchdown. Two scores down, 3 timeouts left. Still a chance if they can somehow get this one back. And this one's going to be covered up by the Packers hands team. The risk reward of the onside kick. When you don't get it, the risk comes out to play, and here they gave up great field position.
And that's the key to everything, because you're trying your best to press advantages when you have them, and field position leads you to that type of play calling. And whether you want to blitz or whether you want to throw the ball deep, those types of things, now that they've given up that type of field position, switch to their opponent.
Let's go now. Viking 18. Get ready. Get ready.
They'll start with the option.
And he is going to lose yardage here. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on first down.
And not a lot of success to be found there.
Oh, you got that right, partner, because if you're trying to make guys miss about 10 yards or so downfield, that's a pretty good play. But if you've got to do it in your own backfield, I consider that a problem. That doesn't work too well.
Clock continuing to run. They'll probably wind this all the way before snapping it on second down. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Out of the backfield, this is Aaron Jones. And he'll be out of bounds about a half to a full yard shy of the 5. A big play that time on the catch and run. 39 yards.
Frankly, I don't know that this defense knows what to do anymore. Just look at their body language out there. The passing game has absolutely been relentless throughout.
Now a chance to make that big play really hurt. It's 1st and goal just outside the 5.
I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you.
Now Jones. Only a yard on the pickup there. 2nd and goal. They'll drop to throw. The quick slant caught. Touchdown.
Josiah DeGuara.
His 3rd touchdown now on the year.
And the Packers look like they're going to get back in the win column as they extend their lead here in this 4th quarter. An important score there, CD, and now an important extra point because it would make it a 3-score game.
Love the math there, and at this point in the 4th quarter, look, we all need next-gen stats, right? We all use them, but we don't need them here, do we? Because that means it's almost a certain victory.
PAT up and good by Rosas. And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. So the Packer kickoff team set to go as they will kick this one away.
From the end zone, here comes Williams. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped at the 23-yard line. Detroit's offense ready to take over. Facing a big fourth quarter deficit here, things not looking good. You know, this offense, though, they've been in the top half of the NFL so far this season, but in this one, well, their defense has really struggled. Hurts.
Complete, the tight end, Kelsey. Two minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So the Lions in possession of the football as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Looking to throw again on second down.
Hurts.
And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. They're going to need to get up and set in a hurry.
Here's Hurts to throw.
Now that'll be tipped and intercepted. Picked off by Darnell Savage.
And the Packers are going to take possession of the football. So that changes things. You get the interception, and then to boot, a good return tacked on.
And really, it was down to him versus the quarterback on the return, and that's one you would think the defender would win. But a nice job there of seeing the play all the way to the end and making the tackle by the QB.
Green Bay's offense ready to go again. And this one has gone pretty well to form. They've come in, had little problem thus far, and now they'll try to polish things off in the fourth.
Up the middle, Jones. And he'll work this forward for about 3 at second down. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Again, it's Jones. Still about 3 yards shy of a first as the 4-yard pickup brings it to 3rd down.
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first.
Out of the shotgun, it's Jones. And he's brought down, but not before picking up the first with a very effective stiff arm. So it's all over. A Green Bay victory. And we talk so much about the turnover battle determining who wins and who loses. This game, no exception. They didn't turn the ball over at all, and they go on to victory.
They look like a smooth operation in this one, didn't they? Because you look at every facet of the game, they handled their business. Offense took care of the football, converted it into points. Defense took the ball away, gave it back to the offense. Special teams, right there with them. That's the type of game a coach is going to really love and value. And when they show the film, they have to be careful not to give out too many kudos and kill their motivation going forward.
So for the Packers, the win will help them keep pace in the playoff race as they move to 6-3 on the year. And they'll be able to
today. From FedEx Field in Landover, Maryland, it's Week 9 of the NFL on EA Sports. We'll see the Washington Commanders taking on the LA Chargers.
We are technically 5 miles east of Washington, D.C., and that's where you find this place, FedEx Field in Landover, Maryland.
Today, it's a Week 9 matchup set to go here between the Los Angeles Chargers
and the Washington Commanders. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, we look at this Washington team as they enter play here.
They were winners last time out, so they'll be looking, Charles, to make it 2 in a row.
And what I enjoyed when I watched their game tape and their victory last week is they put it together in every phase. Good offense, good defense, and some key plays on special teams. Let's see if they can get that 2nd win in a row.
Meanwhile, for our visitors, the Chargers, they come in on a good run, winners of 5 of their last 7. The first 2 months of the regular season down. What will the final 2 bring us as we're off in Week 9?
And the opening kickoff will not be returned, as that will be a touchback.
So here's the Charger offense making their way out. And leading them out is their 5th-year quarterback.
I tell you what, when he is on schedule for that week, secondaries take notice because you've got to stay alert back there on every snap. A truly powerful arm, one is capable of challenging any level of the defense on any given play. That's why so many scouts preach arm talent when preparing for the NFL draft. A quarterback with arm strength to make every throw in the book, he's an asset to have in any offense.
A running play on first down will get 4 up to the 29. The numbers for him from a week ago: 19 carries, 91 yards, and a touchdown.
Nice solid showing from him last week. Didn't blow the roof off with his numbers, but he certainly had a quality day and produced when called upon.
2nd and 6. Throw left side is hauled in by Palmer.
6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down. Up the middle with Eckler. And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6.
Well, this defense for the Commanders, they were very good in the win over Dallas a week ago.
It was a little bit enlightening talking with the defense coordinator about their performance last week, because the feeling was that it was a good, solid performance. They did what they needed to do to get the job done and get the win, but definitely a few lapses that they're looking to correct.
And he takes this up right near the 45-yard line. That's going to be a 6-yard gain. It leaves him with 3rd down and just a yard to go.
I think we can safely say that those types of plays are the backbone of this offense. We know not every run's going to be a big hitter, but you know they'll take that type of result on each and every attempt.
The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. And this one is incomplete.
Here's Aaron Sipos out now to punt on 4th down.
Fair catch called for and made at the 16 or maybe the 17-yard line. Just 34 yards on the punt there. No return.
And the Commanders will take over with a 1st and 10. Here are the Commanders for their first drive of the game.
And they are led out there by their mobile quarterback.
We're seeing it more and more in this league, how teams love to have athletes back there taking the snaps, guys who can throw it and move around and get yardage with their legs if needed. He's one of the best examples that we see out there right now. He can throw for hundreds of yards one week and then run for 100+ the next. He adds an extra dimension that really confounds defenses when he puts it all together.
The numbers on the ground for Gibson a week ago:
25 carries, 107 yards.
I think he's exactly where he wants to be coming into a game, partner, because he has to still be riding the momentum from last week when he broke the century mark in rushing and had one of his best individual efforts of the season. I would expect that there's more from him on the way after that type of a game, and I know his teammates and coaches, they feel exactly the same way. So many times when we talk about coverage, we're just about a defender running with a receiver, but a big part of it is understanding where the football is, finding it. In this case, when it arrived, it wasn't a surprise, and he was able to bat it away.
On 3rd down, Newman.
This is caught by his tight end, Logan Thomas.
And he's going to have a Commanders first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Well, on 3rd down, he wanted to go to one of his most dependable targets, and that's who he found, his tight end there, to pick up the first, Charles.
And he used the proper word there, dependable, and sometimes spectacular, because tight ends nowadays, they can do it all. But they're the guys you trust, especially across the middle of the field where there's traffic. He delivers, and they pick up nice yardage.
I got you, punk.
On 1st and 10, it's Gibson.
And he'll work this one up to about the 38. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3. This running game's so important for them, and they know that. It helped lead him to a victory last week when he was over 100 yards.
Let's face it, it's their identity, and that's what they want to play to. They want to be that team that runs the ball really well each and every week.
This time for Smith, and it's intercepted.
Picked off by Von Bell. And the Chargers are going to take possession of the football. So a first interception thrown for him there, and that really not the best decision either.
Not at all, and that's something he did not do in their victory last week. No interceptions in that game, but this defense, they're able to take advantage of an early mistake. Now let's see if they're going to turn it into points.
The Chargers get set to go here for their second drive. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team, and that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a two-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs. So they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. Running on first down, Eckler. And he'll keep it moving down to the 15-yard line. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 3. Pretty effective run there, and now they can start to smell that end zone.
Pound the rock. Make sure you use your O-line to set the tone of dominance and physicality, and pound the rock.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete.
And the Chargers are going to be looking at 1st and goal as they move this down to the 4-yard line.
He'll drop to throw. Throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete. Line of scrimmage, again the 4-yard line. 2nd and goal. He'll look to throw. And this will be caught in the end zone for a Chargers touchdown. Dalton Schultz, his first touchdown on the year.
And the Chargers take the early turnover and convert it into an opening touchdown. Well, that's just how they drew it up, CD. His first read was there, got it to him quickly, and into the end zone.
Absolutely excellent execution by all involved. And the coordinator, got to give him credit, found the perfect play call. Quarterback let it fly as soon as the target came free, and his guy made a nice catch. Just how you draw it up in practice and then execute it in the game.
Hopkins with the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0. Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away.
Takes it at the 7. And he won't quite make it to the 25. Now Washington going to retake the field for drive number 2.
They threw an interception the first time they had the football, wound up leading to a touchdown the other way. How do you approach drive number 2?
Going back to your game plan coming in, everyone has matchups that they like better than others, where they think they have an advantage. Dial up some of those plays. Try and go to those spots and get your offense moving.
And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. 15 yards is the pickup there, and the drive starting very nicely. First down.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
From up near the 40 now after the big play to start. Here's another 1st and 10.
Now it's Newman. They'll set up the screen for Gibson.
Only 3 there on the screen at 2nd down.
Good reactions there defensively. That screen was a little slow in developing, and they shut that one down with little gain.
That's going to be a long day. That's going to be a long day. Let's go.
On 2nd down, a run with Gibson. And a solid run here as he'll pick his way down to the 42-yard line. 15 yards the pickup. First down, Washington.
That was good, tough running right up the middle. And if the defense can't penetrate and make him slow his pace or change direction, that's often the end result.
So from Charger territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line.
Newman looking to throw it. Got this complete to Jahan Dotson. And he's going to be taken down just shy of the 35. A give to Gibson running right.
Uses the stiff arm. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25.
So a decent gain there on the play, but that all gets wiped out with a penalty.
Well, that's a setback, but all the good play callers, they just move on. They find something else in the playbook that can attack this defense, and they go right back on the offensive on this play.
And he'll be out of bounds as he gets it down to the 30 there. Give him 7 on the tuck and run, and it'll get him a new set of downs.
He was certainly quick to atone for his early game interception. Instead of making another mistake forcing something, he reset himself and found a lane to pick up the first down.
Newman's throw there taken in by Smith. And he's brought down inside the 20 at the 18-yard line.
After one, 7-0 on EA Sports.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18.
Hey, we got a seal. We got a seal.
Out of the gun, Newman.
Over the middle into traffic, and that's complete. And he'll get 7 yards from the 17 to the 10 before he's taken down.
Back to the ground with Gibson.
And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. They give it off here to the tight end. And he'll keep working toward that end zone as he's down to about the 2-yard line. From the 2 now, 2nd and goal. They hand off to their big tight end.
And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Washington. John Bates, his 2nd rushing touchdown on the year. And the Commanders are an extra point away now from tying this ball game.
Certainly there are good things about quick strike offenses that score fast, but a long drive can also work to your advantage as well.
In so many ways, Brandon, because number one, you get them tired, but the big one is mentally. They can't figure out how to slow you down, how to get off the field, how to get the ball back. They go to the bench wondering, what are we going to do next time in order to stop those guys?
Extra point by Sly is up and good,
and we are tied at 7. So the drive goes 75 yards, 10 plays, and it's culminated by a 2-yard touchdown run. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away.
This one fielded at the 5. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. And the LA offense ready for this next possession. So both of these teams, Charles, coming off touchdowns now, but this offense, they just had to stand on the sideline, watch their opponent author a really impressive drive to reach the end zone.
Yeah, and I think you're not telling yourself the truth if you don't think there's some one-upsmanship going on right now, because they just had their touchdown answered by a drive of double-digit plays that also found the end zone. Now they want to do something even more impressive to answer that one.
Although his reputation as a speedy runner precedes him, it's always fun to watch him work.
It is eye-opening, isn't it? Because when you see him get the ball and just go, in addition to that speed, it helps out his blockers. They don't have to hold blocks for long because he's just going to speed right past them.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
47's the mic, boys. 47.
It's Eckler again.
Taken down at the 42.
Watch the twist.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. High throw, but the catch is made. And he'll be out just a yard or 2 shy of the 30. 27 yards there, a 1st down.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. And that's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
Hey, Mike 52, Mike 52.
On first down, he'll drop to throw.
Slant route going to be caught by Palmer. And they're going to get this down to about the 17-yard line here.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
44 is the mic.
Eckler now between the tackles.
Here we go.
And able to use the stiff arm to gain leverage initially, but not much room thereafter. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Back to throw here. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
On 3rd down, it's Spiller.
And he takes it in for a Charger touchdown.
His 2nd rushing touchdown on the campaign and 4th overall. And the Chargers have taken the lead.
That almost looked too easy, and I think thanks goes to the offensive line for making it look easy.
Yeah, I agree with you totally on that one. I'm not sure how much everyone understands the preparations that go into a game for an offensive line, because there's a reason that running backs and quarterbacks give them big gifts at the end of the season after a big year. The consistency and the continuity it takes to know each other and execute their blocks is pretty impressive.
Extra point good by Hopkins. And that makes the score 14-7. Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away.
And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback. Here comes Antonio Gibson as he's set for another drive.
Those are his numbers through roughly the first half of the season, and given that, you'd have to think he's on pace for a 1,000-yard campaign.
Steady as he goes, steady goes the offense. But you know what else is happening, too, because they are a team now recognized with the ability to run the football. You've got to be able to throw it better now, right?
And he's going to lose a yard or two, taken down behind the line.
Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
Well, you don't usually get a sack from a nose tackle spot, but we got one there.
No, we don't, and a lot of the times in passing situations, they end up off the field anyway. So how happy was he to work his way back to the quarterback and put him on the ground? He's going to end up with a nickname after something like that, some Big Jelly or something like that.
Now, following the sack, they'll come up here on a 2nd down and 12.
Mike 9, Mike 9.
Here's Newman. And the timing a bit off that time as that one falls to the ground.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. That one a broken play, but it ends up being a good play. The scramble goes for 20.
Well, he and his offense were staring down what was likely a 3 and out. Zero fear from his side, though. Never doubted for a second they pick up the first. He's ready to pull the trigger on a keeper the moment it revealed itself.
Let's go now. Viking 18.
They gonna need some therapy after this. Mike 53, 53, Mike.
Shotgun handoff to Gibson.
Room here to run.
And he takes it in. Touchdown, Commanders. Antonio Gibson.
His 3rd touchdown now on the year.
And the Commanders are an extra point away from drawing level.
We know it's primarily a passing league now, but anytime a runner breaks one like that, You've got to have a secondary that can find a way to him and find a way to get him on the ground. Absent of that, he's going to find the end zone every time.
Now Joey Sly for the point after.
And we've got a good one brewing. We're all knotted up at 14. So that drive, 4 plays. And the last play, a really nice run that culminated in the touchdown. This one tied at 14 now as he sits away.
This will be fielded inside the 5. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line.
Here comes the Chargers offense now back out onto the field.
Right now, we've got a little bit of an offensive masterpiece going on both sides, moving the football, scoring points. It's almost like somebody put the defense on rookie mode in this one. I mean, we haven't even left the first half, Charles, and we're certainly on pace for a shootout.
An excellent start for both offenses. The fans have to be enjoying this to seeing all these points go up on the board. As a former defender, you know I'm not enjoying this at all. But right now, both these teams just trading haymakers. Let's see if anyone slips up first. Can anyone counter with a nice little jab and get things going in their direction?
And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down. Once more, here's Eckler. And he's got Rome. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35.
78 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here in this first half.
They had a chance to limit his yardage, but he was able to fight off that tackle.
So it's not just the responsibility of the guys who missed the tackles along the way. It's all 11 on defense, able to stop this guy, unable to do it on that play. They've got to find a way. How about his ability to break through and gain that yardage?
In Washington territory now. Here's 1st and 10, down at the 33. A handoff, it's Eckler. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw.
He's got his tight end over the middle. That's McKinney. And they're going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at Washington's 18.
A nice pickup of 17 yards.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18.
Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays. Great mix of play calling so far. 3 runs, 3 passes. All 3 passes have been completions. 1st and goal.
I think on defense now, you have to almost take a chance. Rely on your scouting. Pick a play you think they would run here and just load up for it and see what happens.
And he's got it. Nice job defensively to hold him to 4, and now it's 2nd and goal.
Such a tough position to defend near the line, even when you add a second defender, but the big man shrugged off the extra body and made the play call a success.
2nd and goal from the 1. The Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. Back to throw again. And he's going to go down just outside of the 5, right around the 6-yard line. Now another timeout called for by the offense as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. They'll look to throw on 3rd and goal. Being chased out left. And the pressure gets to him again. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in half number 1. Hopkins' kick is good, and they take a 17-14 lead.
Well, in a close game like this, obviously you want the touchdown, but certainly they will take the 3.
And they'll be okay with that, but let's throw a little credit to the defense as well. And I'm just glad this doesn't come down to a debate, right? Which side won, partner? Because the defense, hey, we didn't give up a touchdown. The offense, hey, we put 3 on the board. Either way you look at it, I think both sides gained something out of that drive.
Antonio Gibson and the Washington offense ready to go here once more.
Now, he's having himself a little bit of a banner game. His team right now, though, losing.
Needs a little bit of help, and I kind of equate it to a basketball game where you have the big score, and sometimes your strategy is, okay, he can go ahead and have all of his points. Let's hold down everyone else, and that's the way you win the game. And right now, he needs everyone else to start scoring, quote-unquote, as he's been.
Yeah, and he's hoping to keep it close so maybe they can keep it on the ground, not start to go through the air as much.
And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44.
First down now, but the clock continues to move.
This one left side caught by Gibson. Now Washington going to go ahead and use their final timeout, as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in this first half of action. Newman's throw complete to Dotson. Oh, he's brought down. And remember here, no timeouts left. They got to get to the line quick.
So we've hit halftime. Just a field goal separating these two teams at the break. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, all right, Brandon, thank you very much. Hi again, everyone. Let's get you caught up with what's going on around the NFL as we are officially into the second half of the season. Lastly, let's check on one final game for you. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the second quarter. Meanwhile, in our game, no shortage of offense as each team has been able to move the ball effectively. Will the defenses show up in the second half? To find out, we give it back to our commentators, Brandon Cotton and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thanks. Yeah, both teams likely to make some changes in what's been a closely fought battle to this point. And no run back here as the third quarter will commence with a touchback. The Commanders up first on offense as we begin this third quarter. Well, Charles, in that first half, we saw a fair amount of offense on both sides of the football, and now the team trailing here will start with it in the third quarter.
And we both know this coach pretty darn well, don't we? Because his game planning is always on point. And now that he's getting the ball to start the second half, how about all the offense that you already referenced in the first half? He'll put that all together, come out with something really strong, I believe, to get things going here in the third quarter.
On second down, here's Newman. Got a man, it's Gibson, complete.
And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down.
Now it's Newman.
This time for Smith, and it's intercepted.
Picked by Kenneth Murray.
And they take possession 2 yards away from midfield at the 48-yard line. So an opening drive interception to begin this second half.
And just think about the time you spent in the locker room going over what you expected to do in the second half. Not the way they saw it, not the way they drew it up. You find out this is something that you can't just edit, right? There's no rewrite here. This is live, and now they've got to find a way out of this hole.
So here are the Chargers to take over. They were winners over the Jets a week ago, and they are in the driver's seat right now as well.
They'll come out throwing here on first down.
And that's to Amon-Ra St. Brown.
And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds.
Second and 4. He'll get this out wide to Eckler. And he'll be brought down just shy of the 40.
A good chance this is 4-down territory if they're unable to convert. But right now looking at a 3rd and 3. Now back to throw.
Oh, the Commanders are going to get there as he's taken down. Montez Sweat in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. I'm sure a lot of time was spent in the locker room, Charles, with talking with his defense about setting a tone here in the third quarter when you're down on the scoreboard. A sack like that, maybe that can get him going.
Yeah, you have to believe exactly what you just said, that they got together and said, let's be some change agents here. Let's go ahead and turn things around. Let's be the force that gets us going here in the second half and puts us in a position to find a way to win the game.
They call that a punt of 38 yards officially. And the Washington offense will be backed up to start this drive as they've got it 1st and 10. Out comes Washington's offense as they get set to take over here.
Here comes another drive from this unit, and Charles, they're coming off a costly mistake on the last possession, an interception in a game that is very close right now.
Well, as we know, they all sting no matter what the situation, but in a one-possession game, that'll hurt a little bit more. But this is an excellent opportunity to make up for it on this drive. I just don't expect them to try and take huge gambles to make up that momentum in a hurry.
And a nice gain there as he'll be taken down just shy of the 20.
They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. Now Newman. And they will touch him down, but not before he gets the first. And that gain of 9 buys them a new set of downs.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
On the draw, it's Gibson.
And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
They'll go again with Gibson.
And he'll be upended at the 33 following a gain of 3. And guess what? It brings up 3rd down.
Newman. Able to connect with Dotson. And he's going to have a Commander's first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And that's patience to be admired right there, because he looks left, looks right, and waits for the right guy to come open, spots him in the middle of the field, and delivers.
We got trips over here. Trips over here. That's overload.
From midfield now, here's Newman.
Quick hitter here. It's complete.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work this to the 45. Here's Newman to throw. Pass over the middle tipped, but he still brings it in.
Quick slant there gets him the first down. 6 yards on the play.
Newman.
Escaping the pressure, and he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. The former number 3 pick, Joey Bosa, bringing the lumber that time.
Pressure can come from all over when you're plotting a defensive strategy. On that particular play, it just came from the outside.
Well, this has been a good march down the field, but now they're stuck looking at a 2nd and 14.
Hey, we got a seal. Let's go, defense.
A give up the middle to Gibson.
And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3. An extra cornerback now in the game for the Chargers here on 3rd. Operating from the gun. Newman. Complete. Smith has it. And he'll only get this to about the 35. Well short of the line to gain. So 5 yards here. 5 on the play. And it'll be 4th down.
field goal unit and Joey Sly now.
From the left hash, this will be a 52-yard attempt.
Sly able to put this one through.
And that will tie things at 17 all. These kickers now, it's like we take them for granted. Kicks like that used to be such a big deal, and now you just expect them to make it.
Yeah, you're exactly right, and we shouldn't take them for granted, but I have a theory about it. You want to hear it?
Yep.
They are more athletic now than ever before. Talk about kickers. Trace their backgrounds, trace their histories. You'll find that they were big-time athletes all along, but their kicking was so prevalent that we made them specialists.
Well, and now those 50-plus yarders seem easy for some reason. Here's Eckler to begin the drive. And this will go as a gain of 7 as he gets it to the 30-yard line.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
Eckler going to get it again on second down.
And he'll have a gain of 3 to the 33. Pretty good job defensively. Thought he was going to get it, but they knew where that marker was, and they stopped him just short of it.
What it does is emphasize that strategic football and situational football is not just played on the offensive side, is it? Defense understanding, as you noted, where the first down marker was and making sure they didn't get there.
Hey, watch this.
They'll try to pick up the first with Eckler. Three quarters in the books. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. So they'll come up first and 10 now from the 33.
Hey, watch the screen, watch the screen. Watch the screen.
On the give, this is Eckler, and he'll be limited to a short gain up to about the 34-yard line.
Jamin Davis there to bring him down.
Oh, there's plenty of traffic waiting for him up the middle. But give him credit, he tried barreling through anyway. They're fortunate to get a yard out of that one.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. They're going to look to throw.
He'll drop this one off to Eckler.
And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. It'll go as a gain of 11 and a Charger first. So after 2 first downs, they get another here. 1st and 10 at the 45. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw.
He gets this out to Spiller.
They'll wind up getting just a yard. And that will bring up 2nd down.
On 2nd down, Spiller looking for space.
And he's got it across the midfield stripe and into Washington territory. It's a gain of 6, moves him to a manageable 3rd and 2 situation. They'll look to throw here. Man open, it's St. Brown, he's got it.
And they're going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at Washington's 36.
12 yards that time for number 12 as they move the chains.
Would it be safe to say that as precise as routes are supposed to be run in the NFL, maybe they're not quite as precise in college ball?
That's accurate, yeah.
And I think we saw a college route in the NFL there. Just find the soft spot, find the dead zone, and find the first down. And that's what he just did.
They'll look to throw here on 1st down. He'll get this to Eckler.
And he'll be taken down here just shy of the 30. Oh, they're going to run a little pop pass here.
And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33.
This defense not fooled one bit on that touch pass.
And this has become one of those kind of in vogue plays, you know, kind of like the shuffle pass was a few years ago. This one never got off the ground, but you understand why a lot of teams are running it. These wide receivers, a lot of them, they run like running backs with the ball in their hands.
So third down, and a field goal from here would be right about 50 yards as they try to get closer. Flush to it, and eventually taken down here. Great coverage downfield.
Brought down by multiple defenders, and it's a loss of 12.
Now that was a passer's nightmare. The front door totally shut down by the defense, so he kept going backwards, hoping to find another avenue of escape. It didn't exist.
On is the Chargers punter now, as he's on to kick it away. And you can't do it much better than that. This ball kicks out of bounds at the 4-yard line.
That's double win there, partner. You keep out of the return man's hands, and you pin him inside the 5-yard line. Pretty darn good.
Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. Excellent job by their defense to force the punt and provide them with this opportunity, all tied in the fourth quarter.
Now a first carry here for Robinson. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Straight ahead, Gibson.
And he's going to take this up past the 10 to about the 11. As big of a play as we've had in this one so far. This is 3rd and 3.
From the gun, it's Newman.
Smith catches left side.
And he's going to have a Commanders first down by a couple of yards as they're able to convert here on 3rd and 3.
That's not the first time they've looked his way when they've needed a big play. He's been the go-to guy all game long. And they get the hook up again on 3rd down to keep this drive alive.
Okay, break.
Hey, we got 3 down.
On 1st and 10, it's Gibson.
And from the 15, they're able to work this up to the 20 for a pickup of a handful.
If you're a coach, you'll absolutely take that run every time on 1st down because it really sets you up to go in a number of directions here on 2nd.
Hawk 70, Hawk 70.
It's just me and you.
6 guys. Ready.
Now an option play on 2nd down.
And he'll do a nice job here just to fight his way back to the line of scrimmage. And this offense on 3rd down today, they have been superb. 5 for 6 to this point. This will be 3rd and 6.
Complete, it's Dotson. And he's going to have a Commanders first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down. Executed it to perfection. Getting down to the good stuff. All tied with 2 minutes remaining on EA Sports.
Don't be scared of it.
So it's Commanders football as we get back to it.
They've got it 1st and 10 as they search for a go-ahead score. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down.
Clock running as Washington will try and hurry up. Newman's throw complete there to Smith.
And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34.
From the shotgun, Newman. And Dotson, he's got it.
And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. First down now, but that clock rolling.
That would almost intercepted, but it's incomplete. Not a good throw there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Check. 53 Check. 53.
On 2nd down, Newman. Smith brings it in, going across the middle.
They'll get to the line here, but remember, it's also 3rd down. Again, he'll drop to throw. And it's complete right back in the hands of Smith. And he's brought to the ground with another first down at the Chargers' 38-yard line. They give him 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs. They're making steady progress, but I see your face. You're worried about that clock.
I'm worried about the clock, and at some point, you have to have a splash play in there as well.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here, as they'll stop it with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game. They'll try the left side with Gibson. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they get it with 26 seconds to go in the football game. On 2nd down, here's Gibson again. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. So not a lineman, but the tight end instead this time, drawing the holding call.
And more what you're getting with tight ends are guys who are much more receiver than blocker. They may be willing, but that might not be their thing. Oftentimes, they'll be the ones getting the penalties.
It's a 1st down Washington on a pickup of 18. And we will get a timeout with 2 ticks left. Oh, that heart has to be pounding inside the chest of Joey Sly. 2 seconds on the clock. This for the win. And his kick here is good. And they will be all smiles in Georgetown tonight as Washington has won it. Well, that second half, Charles, a little bit different from the first. Not only did we have the lead change after intermission, but they were able to pitch the shutout in the second half and get an impressive victory.
And what's the old expression? That's not quite how I saw it playing out in my head. You know they didn't expect this at all. As you mentioned, went into the half with the lead. Losing the game is one thing. Getting shut out in the second half, that's a surprise.
So for Washington, the win gets them back over 500 at 5-4 on the year. And they will hit the road next week for a date with a new
today. From First Energy Stadium in Cleveland, Ohio. It's Week 9 of the NFL on EA Sports. It's the Cleveland Browns taking on the Indianapolis Colts.
We come at you from the shores of Lake Erie. EA Sports has the coverage of the NFL from First Energy Stadium here in Cleveland, Ohio. Today, it's a Week 9 matchup set to go here between the Indianapolis Colts and the Cleveland Browns. Hi again, everyone. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And, Charles, we look at this Browns ball club. Now, losers their last time out, so they'll look to make amends here.
And one of the best ways you can do that is to be at home, and they are.
The first 2 months of the regular season down. What will the final 2 bring us as we're off in Week 9?
And this will go as a touchback, and they will begin things at the 25.
So the Colts now coming out for their opening drive. And leading him out, their veteran quarterback.
That was a solid performance last week, wasn't it? 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, ran the team well, won the ball game. Bottom line, may not have been earth-shattering, but it didn't need to be.
Check, watch the D4, watch the D4. All day, baby, all day, baby. Hey, check it.
To the air right away is Brady.
Hunter Henry brings it in. Yeah, this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. The numbers for Hunter Henry from a week ago. 6 catches, 66 yards.
And he was able to haul that pass in there, but he knows he's got a tough task ahead of him. This unit in the top 5 in the NFL against the pass. He's going to have to really work hard to get open.
That one a first down pickup of 8.
Now Brady. Complete. Hunter Henry with a grab. It'll go down as a gain of 6, and it's second down. Five yards that time, taking it himself, and he has enough for the first. Brady going to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete.
And he'll be brought down inside the 40-yard line.
So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. He completes it to Henry.
And he's going to be taken down just shy of the 35. They'll run. This is Jonathan Taylor. And that one opened up for him well as he'll take this down to the 26-yard line.
That's good for an Indianapolis first down on a gain of 10.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
Wait, what in? Right there, 54 Mike. Watch the screen, Watch the screen, Shadow!
Back to Taylor on first down. Down to the 22-yard line.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6.
Again, it's Taylor. And they're knocking on the door now as a good run there. Going to take this to about the 10-yard line. An unfortunate time for the penalty there. That cancels out a positive play from this offense.
Well, not to sound too trite or too accepting, but you and I both know it happens. You got to accept it and move on. Yardage, you got to get back. Focus on the next play. Move on.
Now Brady bounces forward on the jet sweep.
Second and 6 with the ball on the 7. Up the middle, here's Taylor.
And he's brought down right at the 5-yard line. Give him 2 on the play.
In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down.
Now Brady. And it's caught. And he'll be tackled about 2 yards shy of the line to gain. A 1-yard pickup leads to 4th down.
Well, we hear so often how tackling has become almost a lost art in the NFL game. But it's so important to tackle well on these receivers, especially in a play like this one. 3rd down, they gave him the underneath stuff. You got to go up and make the tackle right away.
Alabama, 380. Watch 54. They're not ready, but hey, hold 66.
They'll run for it. It's Taylor.
And not only did he not get in the end zone, he didn't get the first down either. So here comes the Browns offense with a long field ahead. And they'll be led out by their 7th-year quarterback.
He had the numbers of a game last week that could win. You talk about him being a gritty guy, managing the game, getting it done. But they lost. So obviously 2 interceptions, 1 touchdown pass, that's not going to be good enough. Got to get that changed around.
Singletary to get the drive started. And he works his way forward to pick up 4 yards there. 2nd down.
45. Wide.
Right back to Singletary on 2nd down.
And he will take this up to about the 8-yard line. And for the Colts, an extra defensive back in there now on 3rd down. They'll set up to throw. In trouble, and the ball's out. It's in the end zone loose. And this will be scooped up in the end zone. A defender gets there, and it's a touchdown. That's something you have to be wary of on your side of the field, that close to the goal line. The defense, they are looking for that football. They got it. They scored it.
You are so right, and the quarterback has to speed things up himself. So close to the goal line, they're going to get after you. Make sure you get rid of the football and in a safe place.
Now the try here for the point after. He hasn't missed an extra point all season, and he won't miss this one either, and it's 7-0. The scoop and score, always an exciting play in football, and we witnessed it there, grabbing it off the ground and then rumbling it into the end zone for 6.
And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. Fielded just outside the goal line. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. Second drive coming up here for Cleveland as they return to the field on offense. And they have the game here followed by the open date on their calendar next weekend. And Charles, this is a crew that you have to think really is relishing the opportunity to be on the couch for a few days.
Yeah, they certainly are, but let's face it, partner. They can't get caught looking ahead to that couch time while they're playing this one. They've got to take care of business first.
These are his numbers from last week's contest. 13 carries, 58 yards.
Not a horrendous week last week running the ball, but definitely room for improvement for their numbers. No doubt, they made some slight adjustments to how they're going to call plays this week in hopes they can kick those numbers up a notch.
Now a throw here going to be taken in by the tight end Njoku.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
They'll run on first down with Singletary.
And able to work about 5 yards out of this as he's taken down up near the 47.
From the 47, it's 2nd and 5.
They'll drop to throw. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted.
Picked off by Roquan Smith.
And he will bring it back. An interception return for a Colts TD.
So this defense doubling its pleasure there. Remember, they had the fumble return for a score earlier in the game, and now this time an interception return for another score.
Extra point attempt here still to come. And it's good, and they have jumped out here to a quick 14-0 first quarter lead. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six, and now the kick is away.
From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24.
The Browns offense heading back out to take possession.
And they are back down to 500 following the loss last week. Consistency has been a real issue for them so far.
Brandon, you almost don't know what team is going to show up every week. I mean, there's no consistency with this ball club at all, and if we feel that way, I know it frustrates the coaching staff, and it also has to frustrate the key leaders in the locker room. They got to figure out how to get coordinated.
14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports.
Let's go now. Blue 32.
Hey, here I come. Here I come. Here I come.
Ready?
2nd and 3.
Switch it, switch it, switch it. Come on, switch it.
He's got Njoku over the middle. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
Red 38.
Man left, man left. Hey, 4 down, 4 down. 24's the ball.
They'll look to throw. And he's got his man on the out route. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another first down.
Well, these guys have definitely been outplayed in the first half. I like their countenance. I like the way that they haven't panicked out there, the way they're carrying themselves. They're starting to move the ball, and what you have to do, maintain your poise and start to put together some drives.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
Let's get that ball right here. Ready.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And this is caught. Touchdown, Cleveland. A great play there. His first touchdown on the year. And the Browns have cut it back within a score. Well, you know he can be explosive, and he's ultra explosive there on the fly route.
And you know how many times we've talked to coaches and we've had quoted back to us, well, you know something? When you execute really well, it doesn't matter if they know it's coming or not. Well, sometimes athleticism beats you as well. He just took off and went. And that's almost like one of your Turkey Bowl games, isn't it? Just go long,
Backyard.
man. I'll hit you. And it worked really well for them.
Extra point by York is up and good. And that'll make our score 14-7. This game back within a touchdown now as the kickoff's away. Taken in at the 3. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. Second drive coming up here for the Indianapolis Colts. And you know, it's certainly a lot of football left to play. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're in first place in their division, looking really good and looking to be a threat come January.
And are you one of those early holiday shoppers, partner? Are you one of those guys get your list done? Because I think about what every team has on their holiday shopping list right now. What's the number 1 goal? Make the playoffs. Number 2, win your division. Number 3, and I think the biggest goal of all, try to get the number 1 seed so you get that first round bye and ensure you don't have to go anywhere in January and hopefully get to the Super Bowl that way.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. 1st and 10, Taylor now. And he'll get this up to about the 40. 6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. Throwing now is Brady. High throw, but he makes the catch. Catch number 4 for him on the afternoon, and it'll give him a first down.
Many different ways to create space, but on that play, he did it with that big, wide body of his. Didn't get a whole lot of yardage on the play, but it did what it was supposed to. Pick up a first down.
Hey, come on,
Brady now on first down. Right back to Henry, and Henry's got it again. And he'll be brought down just shy of the 40. So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. Brady. And this will be incomplete.
physical play on the football there, and it's second down. Brady's incompletion on first down leads to a 2nd and 10. They'll look to throw again. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Taylor.
And they're going to get this down near the 35-yard line.
Here's the 7th play of this drive. This is 3rd and 4. Again, they'll throw with Brady. Complete. It's Henry. And they're going to have another first down as he's going to be tackled at the Browns' 18. Another good reception there. The Colts on the march.
Normally on 3rd down and short yardage, you're thinking to throw to your tight end. It's just going to be a simple chain mover. But this time they let him roam down the field, and a nice dart picks up the first down and then some.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. Running straight ahead, Taylor.
And he gets it down close to the 10-yard line.
41 yards on the ground for him so far.
That's a strong pickup right there on first down. And as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
Nyheim Hines, his first carry. 7 yards on the pickup there, and now they've got it 1st and goal.
Hines is going to take this one in for a Colts touchdown.
A strong, determined run there, Charles, to get in for 6 points.
This is why it's such a team game, isn't it? And I know it sounds really generic and it sounds almost trite, but the blocks were made up front, offensive line, collective victory at the line of scrimmage and downfield. And how about the finish to the run all the way into the end zone?
Out comes the kicking team here for the extra point. It's good, and it is now 21-7. A 10-play drive that time, and it results in a 4-yard touchdown run.
Sanchez now, he'll kick it away following the touchdown. Fielded just outside the goal line. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. Their quarterback in this offense heading back out to the field. He had the short touchdown pass on their previous drive, and they'll begin again here on 1st and 10.
Tight end to the right, boy. Tight end to the right. Move. Forward down.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And the open receiver, it's Robert Woods. And they work this well upfield across the 45. The end result, 21 yards.
Well, this is an awfully tough route to defend in man coverage because he lines up on the right and then runs a crossing route back to the other side of the field. So as a defender, you're not only trailing him the whole way, you're also looking out for your own guys to make sure you don't get yourself picked off. And then you can't catch up in time to prevent the completion.
So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield. He'll look to throw. He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. And he's down right around midfield after a gain of 2, maybe 3. The Browns at 500 now, 4-4 on the year. They were losers their last time out. Trying to get back in the win column, but obviously not an easy task here in a hostile environment.
Yeah, always tough to win away from home. But sometimes what you do is you use these types of games as bonding experiences and carry that into the contest.
On second down, here's a run with Singletary. And he's going to get this pretty close to a first down at the Colts' 43-yard line.
Even though they gave up more than they wanted to on that play, it actually illustrates how well they bottled him up throughout the game because that was his longest run of this contest.
They'll try and run for this with Singletary. And he's got the first down yardage before he's brought down at the 42. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth,
Yes,
and he's miles away and smiling.
And happy.
A good play there as the Browns strike for 16 and a first down.
Not too shabby for his first carry of the game. That's exactly what most teams are looking for, a really good change of pace back.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And he'll be out of bounds just inside the 25-yard line. So just 3 yards on the completion there. And it'll be second down.
All defenses worry that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam coming out of the backfield, it can turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
Here's a 2nd and 7. Over the middle, it's complete. And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line. 18 yards there, and it'll be a 1st and goal.
Now that was pretty. They executed that curl route versus zone coverage, and that changes things a little bit because against man, it's often a tight curl, sharply run route. Against zone, you're just looking for that open spot, that dead area, so you may curl it a little bit wider just to get to that place.
And usually a tight window. He fired a bullet in there for the completion. His pass caught at the 4. Touchdown, Browns. A great effort there. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Browns have got it back to within a score. CD for them, this has just been an offensive explosion here in the 2nd quarter.
Yeah, held scoreless in the 1st quarter. Now they find the end zone again here in the 2nd. Sometimes you just have to have some patience. A lot of people think it's always an adjustment. You have to change what you're doing. Sometimes you just have to do your game plan just a little bit better. And I think that's part of what we're seeing here.
Extra point by York is up and good. And they're back within a touchdown at 21-14. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Bringing it out of his end zone, Isaiah Rodgers. Now a hit and a loose football. And this is picked up by the Browns. And he'll score. Touchdown, Browns. So problems here on special teams, and it results in the scoop and the score.
They talk all the time on special teams about keeping your head on a swivel, trying to see the whole field. Hard to do when things are going that fast, bodies all over the place. You're just trying to find the right guy to align yourself with. On that play, wow.
The York on now for the extra point. He's got it, and we're all tied at 21. So not only the cough up, but then the pickup on the other side, the scoop, and the score the other way, the fumble return for a touchdown. A couple of teams locked into a good one here. 21 all the score as the kick's away. And not willing to risk another fumble. He'll sit on this one. It's a touchback. Indianapolis offense ready to go again. Tie ball game, still a little more than a minute to go in the half. The question, can they put something together here, try to take that lead into intermission?
I would have to think that would be the goal for sure. I don't think you sit on anything here. Here's your opportunity. Push it downfield. As you mentioned, it's a tie game. So minus a disaster on your part, you've got that in your back pocket. Go ahead and try and get some points and feel great going into the half.
The Colts going to use the first of their timeouts, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. Throwing on first down is Brady. The connection here with Nelson Aguilar. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. Meanwhile, Brady's throw into the hands of Henry here. And he'll be out just a yard or two shy of the 30. 7 catches for him now, and this last one, a first down.
Now, how about this throw right here? Had to throw it to the left sideline, and you know the timing's got to be correct on this one. Ball's got to be right where it needs to be, and it was. That's because he had great arm strength on that one, able to drive the football. Quarterbacks love it when they can show off their arms.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Working from the gun, it's Brady. And the Browns' pressure gets to him that time, and he's going to go down. Now the Colts moving quickly here in the hurry-up offense. Under pressure, and they got to him again. He couldn't get away. He'll wind up losing a dozen yards, a 12-yard loss, and it brings up 3rd. So we've reached halftime in a wild first half. We'll take a minute to catch our breath as we'll send you down to Orlando and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, all right, Brandon, thank you very much. Hi again, everyone. Let's get you caught up with what's going on around the NFL as we are officially into the second half of the season. Lastly, let's check on one final game for you. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the second quarter. Meanwhile, in our game, no shortage of offense as each team has been able to move the ball effectively. Will the defenses show up in the second half? To find out, we give it back to our commentators, Brandon Cotton and Charles Davis.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always. This one's still anyone's game as we welcome you back for quarter number 3.
And ready to get the party started for the second half. It was an even first half, all tied on the scoreboard.
And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. The Browns offense getting set to go to work here to start the third. It's a tie football game here. What do you think, Charles, the message was at halftime?
Well, I think that they probably just looked at things and said, we're fortunate that this is a tie game. No need to panic. No need to change a whole lot. We didn't play anything close to our best in the first half, so we don't have to.
Oh, he rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted.
Picked up by Kenny Moore.
And the Colts are going to take possession of the football.
Not the way you envision things to start out the third quarter. One play and already a turnover.
It's interesting. You and I were talking with the coach, and he talked about how at halftime, as a play caller, he wanted to make sure he got a new script going for the second half, not just the one that he operated off of to start the game. Nowhere on that script did it have that result.
Suddenly it's 1st and goal after the interception. A quick change in the situation here. So after the INT, it's Brady. This is caught. Touchdown, Colts. From 8 yards out.
And the Colts take the interception on defense and convert it into 6 points. So this game tied at the half, but we are tied no more. A touchdown there on the opening sequence of this third quarter.
And what a great drive put together by their offensive coordinator. He had a plan, and they executed it almost to perfection, coming right out of the locker room. Now they're feeling good about their chances here in the second half.
Extra point right down the middle. And they will take a 7-point lead. Well, they got the ball in great field position. One play later, boom, end zone.
Sanchez now, he'll kick it away following the touchdown. From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23.
And now Cleveland geared up to take the field.
This offense returning out there, and really, you remember the last drive, Charles, it was over before it even began. They threw the interception on the very first play.
And what that means is for all these guys, It's been a while since they've been out there going full speed, so they've got to get everyone back out there, run a couple of your go-to plays, make sure you get your offense oiled up a little bit. They've got to be able to start fast, but they've got to be efficient as well.
Especially the quarterback.
A give up the middle to Singletary. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. He winds up giving a yard back there, and now it's 3rd and 2.
I see a shake of the head as he gets up, and you've got to imagine he's thinking, guys, you got to help me out. He's hoping his team can read his thoughts because he definitely needs some assistance.
On 3rd down, they go with Singletary. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. The defense stiffens to force 4th down following that 1st down gain of 8.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the 3rd quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
The Browns send out their punter now as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. He punted 4 times in the loss last week as he gets this one away here.
On the return, it's Rodgers. Found good room to run there. Returns it 14 yards.
And the Colts will go on offense here, 1st and 10. So here are the Colts to take over. They're on a 3-game winning streak, and right now looking good in this one as well. They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10 at their 36-yard line.
A carry by Taylor to start the drive.
And unable to get downhill there as he'll take this up to about the 37. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. They fake the handoff. Now Brady. And right side, Henry's got it. They'll wind up getting just a yard out of it. And that's going to set up a tough 3rd and 9. From it's Brady.
He'll drop this down to Taylor.
And he gets this only to the 41. Not near enough for the first. He did his best to just get 4 out of that, but not enough. And now 4th down.
We can make this one pretty simple. Locked up all of his progressions downfield, forced to get it to his running back. But how about the way they ran to the football and knocked it down to force a 4th down?
Now here's Rigoberto Sanchez as he's on to punt for Indianapolis. And the win last week punted 4 times as this one's away. And able to get this across the 20 before going out of bounds. It's a 42-yard punt, but 8 on the return. And the Browns will take over 1st and 10. Heading out as the Cleveland offense now as they get set to take over here. And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now what you're looking for is can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive.
Right back to Njoku.
And he's corralled at the 40, but not before picking up 8. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Got a man over the middle, and it's complete. The Browns passing game finding its stride. They've got another 1st down.
I'll tell you what, a lot of those mid-range throws have been available because sometimes teams get too concerned about the deep ball and they leave too much space in front of them, and these guys have been taking advantage so far.
Now from Colts territory, here's a 1st and 10 at the 43. Back to throw again. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
This is certainly a team that has proven it likes to target its backs through the air, and defensively, they were aware of that and certainly were prepared on that throw.
He'll try again with the arm here on second down. And that is taken in by Njoku. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. Back to throw now on first down. This is the tight end, Njoku. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down.
But when you hit him on the move like that, and he's able to get into open field with a full head of steam, oh boy, it's going to be tough to get him down.
Yeah, there was a big window. They're lucky they did get him down.
Ready, 50, green.
Everyone's got four down.
Singletary will score. Touchdown, Cleveland. Well, they move the ball down the field through the air, Charles, and then finally they get the running game involved, and it works to perfection. Touchdown.
And, partner, I kept waiting for that running game to come into play and actually saved it until the very end. Touchdown goes on his stat sheet, but you and I both know, and he knows as well, his teammates airing it out made this a successful drive.
York now for the extra point.
He's got it. This thing's turning a bit wild here. We're tied at 28. So that drive 7 plays in length. And it was finished off by a Devin Singletary touchdown run. So right back to square one. Tied at 28 as he kicks it away.
Fielded just outside the goal line. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24.
Here comes the Indianapolis offense now as they get set to take over.
And their lead has evaporated in this third quarter. It's tied once more as they begin with a 1st and 10.
Shotgun now for Brady.
And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's second down.
To throw on 2nd and 10. Brady. This complete to Henry over the middle. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. These two have hooked up 9 times now this afternoon as they pick up the first.
They'll run the toss here with Taylor.
And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
Third quarter, all tied up. This is 2nd and 10.
Mike's 5-4, Mike's 5-4.
Here's Brady to throw.
He'll dump this off to Taylor, complete.
They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work this to the 45.
To win any route, you've got to break down the defender, and that's exactly what happened here on this really nicely executed curl route.
Under a minute to go in this third quarter as they come up 1st and 10.
You can't block me. You can't block me.
Hey, watch that, watch that.
On play action, it's Brady. Looking deep downfield. And a penalty flag comes in as that one winds up incomplete, but the contact is going to move the ball well downfield. So the ball's moved to about the 1 after the penalty, 1st and goal.
54, right there.
They'll look to run with Taylor.
And he takes it in for a Colts score.
Jonathan Taylor. His 5th rushing touchdown now on the year. And the Colts have moved out in front here in the final minute of the 3rd quarter. Well, nothing fancy there, Charles. You had 3 tight ends on the field. They were going to run the football. The defense knew it, but the defense couldn't stop them.
And I haven't met an offensive line yet that doesn't get more satisfaction out of running the football into the end zone than pass protecting. They had determination on their side, and they got it done.
Point after, right down the middle. And they will take a 7-point lead. That time a 6-play drive.
And it was capped off by a Jonathan Taylor touchdown. Sanchez now, he'll kick it away following the touchdown. This fielded right at the goal line. And all in all, a pretty solid return. Nearly got it to the 35. They'll mark him down officially at the 34. Cleveland offense making their way out.
And that last drive, so effective in the passing game, resulting in the touchdown. Maybe not many people were focused on the trenches. There was good protection there.
Excellent protection. So now defensively, you've almost got to get down to those starters blocks like you're a sprinter. Get lower than those guys on offense and find a way to roar through them or around them to get into the face of the passer.
Easier said than done, though.
Way easier said than done. But they've got to try something because right now they're just cutting them to shreds.
That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
A play-action fake. They'll look to throw. Throws right side, and that's complete. Then he will finally be taken down, but how about that play? It's a big one on the final act of the 3rd quarter. It'll be 1st and goal when we come back. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. A looming decision to make on the conversion, down 7, but first things first, they need to score. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Cleveland. Devin Singletary with his 2nd touchdown of the game, number 8 on the season.
And the Browns are an extra point away from tying this game here in the 4th. We are set up for a fantastic finish now. A 4th quarter touchdown here, and we're an extra point away from a tie football game.
And I know they're thinking about possibly going for 2, but I'd go ahead and kick this one and just get it back to level.
The York on now for the extra point.
And no sweat, he puts it through, and we are tied here in the 4th. The drive there only spanning 3 plays.
And it was finished off by a Devin Singletary touchdown run.
Set to go now with the kickoff. These two teams all even again as we continue in this wild 4th quarter.
Rodgers going to return it from his end zone. And they'll get him down right at the 25-yard line, so the same result, and he opted for the touchback.
And now Indianapolis set to take the field.
Well, they just gave up the score to tie it. That's the bad news. The good news, plenty of time in this 4th quarter to try to grab that lead back.
Mike's 54. Mike's 54.
They'll run with Taylor to begin the drive.
And nothing much materializing there on the 1st down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. They go to the ground again with Taylor. 4 yards on the pickup there as it'll leave them with a 3rd and about 4 more for a 1st.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
The Colts on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. To throw, it's Brady. And this is going to be incomplete. Now Sanchez as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. His first punt, 45 yards. This looks good as well. It's a return of 5 following a punt of 42 yards.
And they will take over 1st and 10. Another opportunity now for the Browns offense. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Let's make these babies crawl all the way back. Ready, ready.
Watch the curl. Watch the curl.
Go.
Here's a handoff out of the gun.
And some room to work.
And he'll be forced out of bounds all the way down inside the 20. 61 yards rushing for him now in his first 2 carries of the ball game.
And a guy that can change the game shows you a glimpse of it right there, taking the ball down inside the red zone.
It just tells you how tough it is for a defense. You just hold on all game and essentially hold your breath. Will they break a big one on us at any point during the game? It just happened right there.
So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10.
Give me that ball, defense.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. He's got Njoku, his big tight end.
Yeah, the Browns are going to be set up with a 1st and goal coming up as they get him down at the 6-yard line.
A field goal could get him the lead, but it might not be enough here as they come up on 1st and goal. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. They come up here with another shot from the 6-yard line, and it's 2nd and goal now.
Hands it off out of the gun.
And he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down, so let's see what this is about.
That's on the guard, Wyatt Teller.
A crucial penalty there as the hold backs him up for another 2nd and goal.
Let's go, D, let's go.
Hey, let's get this.
14's the mic. 14's the mic.
No gain on this defense. No gain.
Singletary, they'll go up the middle. And effective running here. He'll take it down inside the 10. A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play. 3rd and goal. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. That's going to bring up 4th down, only a gain of 2 there.
York able to send this one through.
And they have taken the lead here in the 4th quarter.
So he waited on the sideline for his first chance in the ball game, and it didn't come until the 4th quarter, but he connects there. A big one to give him the lead.
Boy, you talk about coming in cold. I don't care how many times you kick it into a net. You're not really ready when you go out there and all that beef is coming at you trying to block the kick. Big spot, and he delivers.
Now the Colts offense gets ready to head back on the field.
And now they find themselves trailing following the field goal. Still a good amount of time in this 4th quarter, but this drive very well could determine the outcome of this ball game.
Switch. Right there. 54.
On 1st and 10, here's Brady.
Watch the curl.
That ball's caught. Aguilar, right side.
Working with a 2nd and 3.
Hey, go down.
From the gun, it's Taylor.
And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line.
4 yards the pickup, 1st down.
It's nice every now and then in this game not to see people overthink it. Just hand it to the old reliable guy. Let him pick up the 1st down.
Back to Taylor on 1st down.
And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Well, they sent the power set out there, and their job is to be man-on-man and move people so they can run the football. But that time, too many men didn't get moved in the box defensively. They end up throwing him for a loss.
So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on 2nd down and 11.
They run once more with Taylor.
And that'll be good for 8 yards to the 45. As big of a play as we've had in this one so far. This is 3rd and 3. Brady now to throw. Over the middle, complete. It's Henry.
And he is going to have a Colts first down by a couple of yards as they're able to convert here on 3rd and 3.
This is a nice job of just taking what the defense is going to give you on 3rd down. You're not looking for a big play downfield. You just want to find something that can get you past the marker. They found it and were able to keep the drive moving.
Wait, that 380.
Mike 54. Man out, man out, man out, man out. 54 is Mike.
From midfield, here's Brady. And a quick throw here, that's complete.
And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line.
Wait, that wide 80.
Check Mike 54. Mike 54. Let's go, let's go.
72.
To throw again on 2nd down. Brady. And he's taken down. This will be a Brown sack. Fletcher Cox in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. Points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the 4th. So the Colts in possession of the football as we get you reset. They face a critical 3rd down now, needing a score here in the late going. And he's got his big wide receiver complete. Got to be careful here. They need to move quickly, but it's also 4th. The Colts going to use the first of their timeouts as they stop it prior to what will be an important 4th down. Now Brady got to have this one. And he finds a man on the crossing route. And unable to break away, they stop him a few yards shy. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and that will force a turnover on downs. So now let's reset here, Charles. They do have 2 timeouts left, so they can stop the clock twice. This one's not quite over yet.
No, and what you're doing on defense, you're going to use both timeouts, obviously. But you've got to call defenses are going to force the issue early, meaning you want that play over fast. You don't want to give them time to dance around in the backfield or run a wide sweep that'll take off time. Blitz them, put pressure on them, make sure that play ends quickly so that you can go ahead and keep moving.
Pretty solid run here on 1st down. Almost picked up another first, but he appears to be a few inches short. Now the Colts going to burn the 2nd of their timeouts, as it'll come with an even 90 seconds remaining on the clock.
Mike 14, Mike 14.
Right back to Singletary on 2nd down.
And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. Now the defense will burn their 3rd and final timeout, and they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the 1st down. And they take a knee.
2nd and 11.
32.
4 down. Alert. Hey, alert 3, alert 3.
On the give, this is Singletary.
And a pretty good burst right there as he'll take this down to the 33. 58 yards rushing for him now with a couple of touchdown runs to boot.
I guess he was saving his best for last, so to speak. Longest run of the day coming here in the 4th quarter right there.
And that type of run makes for a better night for him and his teammates, doesn't it? To be able to produce this late in the game can lead to some big smiles and satisfaction in the locker room after this one's over.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
Check, check.
Ready, ready.
So he'll take a knee here to wrap this one up, and he's going to want to keep that game ball. He was sensational. So Cleveland able to come away with the victory here. And a little bit of a surprise, they lose the turnover battle, but wind up winning the ball game.
And this is very unusual because you know all teams stress winning the turnover battle as a key indicator to winning ball games. So when you get something that goes against the grain like the one we saw here, it's quite the oddity. Now, let's face it, they'll be very happy that they pulled this off, but they do know that in the future, they've got work on taking care of the football because this won't happen very often.
So for Cleveland, the win gets them back over 500 at 5-4 on the year. And they'll be able to enjoy this one through the bye week before they get back at it again.